How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to yet another wonderful, beautiful live stream. Boys, it is time for some motherfucking 5v5 1v1 duels, boys. You know what it is. EU! Better get ready. EU. How you guys all doing? Welcome. Oh my god, I look like a mess. Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't even look in the mirror before I sat the fuck down, dude. I look like a goddamn mess. But guess what? The show must go on. How's everybody doing? Welcome back, boys. How you all doing? We got ourselves, yeah, boy, DC. Thanks so much for the support, man. Appreciate you, Kren, the beautiful in here. Darth, we got Cage, we got Eximo, we got ourselves Kulo, we got ourselves Crippled Rat, and Job. How you doing, boys? Welcome back, welcome back. Let me get the music back up and running. What is the song? I don't like that song. You know why? Because it doesn't feel like duels. Oh, I like this one. I like the sound of this one. Yeah, we're gonna start off with this one, boys. Let's get some 5v5 1v1 duels on the way. EU! I'm logging on right now. Y'all better be ready. What's up, Quams? How you doing, man? How you doing, my dude? Yo, Job. I don't know what you're saying. What's up, my man? Yo, I know English, bit of Russian, me tengo español un poco. As in, that's all I can say. Is that even Spanish? I don't even know if it was Spanish. I'm just guessing here, boys. Maybe it was Portuguese. How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. What's up, Soup? Or Iron, how you doing, my man? What's up, Soup? How you doing, my dude? Hope you're having a good one. My man. Eximo. Yeah, I'll get it close enough. What's up, Deidre? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. Alrighty, boys. Let's see who is ready over on the EU. My Discord keeps giving me... Ah! What the fuck? Ah! My fucking heart, dude. My fucking heart can't handle it. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? A beautiful butterfly DC. That's 55 bones. We didn't even begin the stream. Scared the shit out of me, dude. I'm just fucking sitting here doing my fucking intro. Here comes the money in my goddamn ears. Alright. So I'm good now. Yeah, okay, we got a hashtag DC in chat. Showing appreciation for the motivation. My man got you again. I literally can't be mad because he's throwing money at me. But I literally can't even be mad because I set up that fucking alert too. And god damn. Is my sound loud or something? What is this? Did I? Okay, I thought maybe that was it, Aldous. I mean, yo, my man, can we get a hashtag DC for being a goddamn beauty, my man? Appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you, my man. How's latency? 0. That's impossible, but we'll work with it. Atho, guess what? Motherfucking group ready. Ornosh is here as well. Alex, we got Atho versus Alex. Sorry, Ornosh. You were second to hit up, but trust me, there's a purpose for this. Boys, Atho, man, is gonna amaze you. Right, Atho? Right, Atho? Atho has got some busted-ass builds that you guys never even seen before. Atho's gonna be breaking the game. Trust me when I say this. Blades Edge Arena is the first place we'll start at. We are 5. Awesome Couture, get you index. Can I mog legendaries like the glaive? So the glaive, I think, is only for Demon Hunter, but you should be able to mog. We got a healer? Huh? Switch. What the hell is this? He's actually a healer. Type. What? Why is a healer on your team? Obliv? Hello? Or Christina? Whoever's the leader of that group. Is this guy gonna like try DPS healing? Yo, Christina, I see your messages. I don't know. So, oh, he leaves. Okay. Oh, okay. That'll work. I think maybe he killed by accident or whatever, but he was a good sport about it. We're gonna start off with a 4-man versus a 5-man on Team Red. We got ourselves Atho, man. Student up to go on Team Red. We got ourselves Coop. We got ourselves Daedra, Keen, and we got ourselves. Are you healers? No, you're not a healer. An Axe versus team of 4. Very, very sad. With Christina, we got Lancelot. Obliv gonna be going up first as an Invis Fire Mage. and SOS calling for help. Looks like Team Blue's gonna have to format it. Not really sure where the mystery came from, but Danger is gonna be the first one up and running for Demonology. Does have a second with Shavara, but Tricky coming out for a blip. It's gonna be a Tricky back by Danger, Tricky for Trinket, dropping down the big old Felguard. Jen and Puppy's in there. Is going to get an interrupt onto Obliv. Great Pirate still trying to see if he can make it happen. Is going to be dodging. Danger not popping out a Tyrant anytime soon. Summoning a Leviathan could be a perfect time for a Tyrant right now. Is going to get interrupted. Has all the demons onto Obliv. That's actually a lot of damage. I would have Tyrant there and there. Mally rolling at Danger, not giving him any healing at all. Going to go wall in this damage as Obliv got himself Temporal up and running to survive this. Is going to be a Tyrant coming up, and Obliv got himself available Tyrant. If he ever can get any kind of hits onto Obliv, he'll be a good spot. But he can just walk all those pets into freeze. Freezing all the pets. The Tyrant does break out of it by a little. And it's going to be able to get a few casts in. Obliv goes for a breath onto all the pets. Danger dipping down right under with him. With a little bit of a death coil. Pets up and running. And to go down. Trying to make the Shadow build for Warlocks working. There's a reason why he has Shivara up and running. Essentially, with the talent of Shivara, your Shadow bolts cast a little faster, and Shadow Flame damage is more. I think that's increased to Shadow and Flame damage. Some abilities are Shadow, some abilities are Flame damage. So essentially, I think everything that's Fire and Shadow is good for him. And anything that's a mix is going to be a greater Power Blast onto Danger. No way to stop it. Is going to have to eat the chunky Greater Pyro to the face. I believe is going to see if he can bail out to the underside of the bridge while he coming out for Danger. Hopefully, the Demon does have leaps. Does it leap? Is prepping? And does it leap? It does leap, so I think... I don't know if it used to leap before, but that doesn't seem like a bad pet, honestly. It will leap onto your target, but Obliv is going to be able to kite those pets away. Looking mostly unscathed from all the damage Danger got going on. Those Bioscoot Bombers actually doing more damage because of his build playstyle. Danger dropping quite low, though. Is going to risk by getting a Death Coil onto Obliv, getting a little bit of healing from it. There's going to be a Tyrant up and running, or trying to get a Tyrant up and running after a set of pets. Ring of Frost is going to be out for Obliv. Trying to see if he can freeze all those pets. It's going to freeze those little imps. Those little imps turn to little icicles, dude. Ipsicles, that's what they turned into. Obliv still hanging in there, trying to get some damage in to finish off Danger. Tyrant finally coming out is going to be Obliv. Getting surrounded by a few pets is going to freeze them, but they are going to be out in the gameplay for a little bit longer. The Tyrant is trying to see if he can connect. It's going to be almost line-of-sighted. Boskage Bomber's missing its mark by a hair, but Obliv is still surrounded by all those pets. Danger, if he can somehow survive this Maledict, he might be good. Trinket's out, but a super low health. Obliv has a couple Fire Blasts to go to take him out. And that is going to be the end of that first duel of the day. Tail of the tail at the 3-minute mark. No dampening rolling in. Obliv is getting to get some food. And it looks like Kane is actually going to let him get some honor duel. As a Boomkin is jumping. He's letting Obliv. Looked like Obliv. He was trying to figure out whether he wants to fire or not. But Kane gave him that honor duel as a balance druid by all specs. Looking pretty corrupted. Hopefully he'll have himself at least a chance as a Boomkin to show his metal. Is going to be opened up with a couple dots into Obliv, and Obliv is kind of going to let it happen. It's going to get an interrupt early onto Kane on nature spells. Blinking and offensive with breath to follow. That's going to be Kane super corrupted, taking a lot of damage from the Fire Mage so far. Gonna Pyro trying to make a play. Kane not going for silence just yet. And that's going to be Stars crashing down for the Boomy. That's going to be Ring of Frost coming out of Obliv, trying to see if he can get a Greater Pyro. Probably going to be silenced by Kane. Actually, trying to see if he can get a silence. Not going to get a proper silence or interrupt, but it is going to be silence. Almost running off the platform. Got himself Incarnation rolling. A couple Star Starters into the Mage's face. It is going to dip under. Obliv haven't taken the most amount of damage yet, but Kane looks like he set himself up a good setup with an Incarn Breath coming out a little bit early. One thing for Beyond attacking him. That's going to combo damage with Obliv's damage too. Once he get to go defensive with an interrupt right after, Kane might as well get out there, try to get as many Star Surges into Obliv, do as much damage while he's got the most amount of setup rolling for himself. But looks like every time he's got any kind of a setup, he has to play defensive, has to go for healing. And he's still always under threat of corruptions at all times. Breath out of Obliv, trying to see if he can land the Ring of Frost. Not gonna happen. Still completes it though. And Kane slowly but surely melting with his chicken feathers. Not looking that good. That Mally might have saved the deal. Try to heal as much as he can before the Maledict really starts to ramp up. The Scorches are critting. And down he goes. Obliv taking out a second one in a row. Kane gave him the honor duel. Maybe next time he might not want to do that, just to make sure he actually has a bit of an advantage there. It was a little bit of a rough game, but it's going to be Athu up next. at the 5-minute mark as 1% dampening starting to roll in. Obliv gonna give this man a little bit of a bow. The honor duel between two juggernauts, and Atho have had a couple different builds prepared with respect to these duels, man, so we'll see if he plays any of these builds. Gonna be starting off with a Crucible. Polymorph coming onto Atho, no adaptation by the looks of it. Is he Relentless? Great Pyro coming out into Atho, taking a lot of damage. Just gonna go for a massive heal from his team with danger. He does have the Warlock Hellstone. He will have 3 charges off. Might end up using all of them for this duel. It's going to be temporal for Obliv as he goes for Rune into Atho. Hand of Freedom for the Paladin. Is dipping kind of lowish. Just going to get himself wings up and running. Trying to see if he can flash a light. Trying not to get blink interrupted around the corner. Obliv just trying to see if he can offensive walk at him. Does not get the interrupt. Breath into Atho. Might be able to go for a big set of Polymorph coming in. And Atho is just going to have to sit it with his side set wings with Greater Pyrus coming out. Is that going to be a Ring of Frost? Potentially. Greater Pyro does connect. Atho, no wings available anymore. And it's going to try to see if he can get a full stun lock set up. But Obliv does blink out of that stun. So he's not playing Shimmer at this moment of the duel. Breath onto Atho. Could be a bubble coming out any moment. Obliv is just trying to see if he might be able to get enough damage into Atho. Shield of Vengeance is up and running. Is going to go for an Ice Block a little bit early. Atho trying not to get interrupted on a flash of lights. And Obliv just needs to wait out the Shield of Vengeance for a hair longer. And he'll be in a good spot. Atho trying to see if he gets some slows on Obliv immediately. Balmor trying to come out. I think he might have actually got juked on a poly. Greater Pyro for Atho. Could bubble this if he wanted to. Greater Pyro is going to connect, do a lot of damage. Obliv. Does he have enough to follow? You can make combustion coming out. Perfect opportunity. Atho needs to be very much aware of his bubble. Might need to use it a little bit early here. Try to get a flashlight in between. Try to stay as healthy as possible while Obliv's combustion runs out. Obliv has a couple more fire blasts ready. Breath to follow. If he can get the Ring of Frost, he does not. It's going to get interrupted, but he can go for a Polymer for anything. Mally rolling into Atho. He bubbles it a little bit early to get rid of the Mally. Might need to go for a little bit more healing unless he can take care of Obliv. No Ice Block available for the mage. Still has Cauterized available. Root onto Atho for a second. Does not get the Atho away from him. Might be able to blink, interrupt. Try to see if he can land himself in Invis. I think Atho was able to not stop it, actually. I guess Atho needed to have some kind of a dot onto Obliv or hit him right as he's about to hit into Invis. But he still got the Invis off as long as he doesn't have any dots on him and he is set. Might be able to get some food, actually. Atho tried to stay ahead of the guy. 7 minutes and 60% dampening breath by Oblivious is trying to fight back the Atho, man. It's going to trick it out of that Hodge. Trying to repoly, not going to happen. As it looks like he's trying to get himself a Greater Pyro ring into Greater Pyro as well. Atho is going to send at least one Crucible at him. And I'm going to guess this is Athoman's Crucible build, where he could go for self-heals with Crucible. Or for a bunch of damage outside of it. Trying to see if he might be able to catch Obliv. He's trying to stay ahead of the Athoman as best as possible. Second side of Crucible coming out with Judgments. Actually doing quite a bit of range damage to Obliv. Polymorph does catch him either way. What is your trinket? Not adaptation for sure. Has to be Relentless. Gonna be a Greater Pyro into Atho. Does he get the ring? He does not go for the ring. Extra health coming out for Atho, but this is a DPS trinket. Obliv is gonna get a blink, small bits of shield. Hodge to fall. I think that might be the end. As Atho still trying to play defensively. Waiting for those Crucibles for a heal. Combustion coming down for Obliv. Does get himself a shield. Breath onto Atho. And he's still alive, trying to get a Ring of Frost up and running. Atho cannot connect to melee. Trying to do what he can outside of melee. Obliv is going to blink out, get himself a small shield rolling to. He's trying to heal himself as much as possible. Poly onto Atho is going to allow the Paladin to get all the heals back up. And it's looking like he wants to get himself a defensive setup, maybe a mount up. Is going to get a blink. Does he get the mount up? Eating those Crucibles. Combustion from a distance. Atho, does he jump down to create line of sight? Looks like he's going to try to. Obliv at least was able to ward him away. Does he go for any food? Might be able to get maybe a tick of food or two. As Athoman mounts up, decides to go up the ramp. Going to be approaching Obliv on the right side. Actually swapping to the other side of the ramp. And Obliv was able to get himself a little bit of food. Hodge is going to be traded with that. Breath. It looks like Obliv went for a shortest blink in the world just to take care of that Hodge. Get himself a temporal up and running. Obliv is still hanging in the Shield of Vengeance for Atho. It's going to be eating a Mally right now. Polymorph to follow. The Polymorph is going to eat through that Mally. But it's okay. Obliv is able to survive a little longer. Got himself a Greater Pyro. And might have himself a setup. Shield of Vengeance no longer a worry for Obliv, as Athoman doesn't have it. Breath right after the thing connects. Ring of Frost, and Atho could not get in melee. Is going to try to see if he can catch some line of sight. Obliv got a plenty of damage rolling. Atho only with a Blessing of Protection. Could be the Andean Scorches are coming out with Pyroblast. It's going to be a flash of light. Obliv is going to get himself range. Looks like Obliv might have just no, he's actually back for a second. And Atho is going to end up taking him out. It looked like it was going to be a DC by Blib at the last second, but Atho survived it in the end. Now, Blib, the fact that he survived as long as he did was pretty nuts. Getting a shot coming out by SOS from Ragnaros with a big old bike into Atho. He took that bike to the face and he barely took any damage from it, to be honest. Does AoE SOS out, and that's going to be Blessing of Protection a little bit early. SOS could get the poisons through onto Atho if you could Toxic Blade and Venom him. That still could be a good setup. And Atho is going to have to go for a bit of a longer game here. 33% dampening at the 10-minute mark. He's still surviving. That's probably going to be his playstyle, is to survive as long as possible. Looks like he healed himself up quite well at 34% dampening. And still continuing to heal himself whenever possible. SOS, did he use Vendetta at this point already? He might have to just go for a big Vendetta. Because Atho, wait, Atho does have a bubble. Does he know it? Does he realize? Looks like there is a Vendetta right now into Atho with a mallet to follow. Trying to see if he can suppress the healing. Atho got plenty of heals available. Could bubble this if he wants to. Evasion's up for SOS. Atho got wings up and running. Trying to get the damage through that evasion. Cannot really get most of that damage through. Temple's already getting dodged. Trying to go for a heal. Trying not to get Shadow Step interrupted. Trying to force a rogue on him though. Flashlight coming in. No Shadow Step yet. Trying to stop it. Watching the rogue carefully. Got himself 3 heals available. Is going to keep the rogue in combat. Does get opened up with a cheap shot. Looks like Human Rage comes out for that cheap shot. Get a shot to follow. SOS. He doesn't have anything left but a trinket. After Atho goes for a Hodge. Hand of Freedom maybe. Does Shadow Step behind Atho. Atho doesn't need to go chasing after the rogue, but he is going to be able to at least run out. Big minute-long wings. Hammer getting thrown out. That's going to be SOS super low in health. Just a few globals needed for Atho. Blind onto the Paladin. Does he bubble this to take down SOS? He chooses not to. He just simply chooses not to. Goes for a full re-heal as we hit almost the 12-minute mark. Atherman being proactive with the eyes, picking it up ASAP. Does he see SOS? He knows roughly where he's at. Trying to see if he can jump around him. Trying to get sapped out is going to be a sap. That's exactly what he was trying to avoid. Might still be able to hit him with the Crucible or something from a distance. Mounting up while the eyes are up. Does he still see him? Does he get a tag on the guy? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And SOS is going to be able to get some sippy cups rolling. Try to recover as much health as he can. Waiting for Vendetta. Waiting for everything. Does he know that Atherman have bubbled back up? Shield of Vengeance is also there too. So Ather could turn around and make the Shield of Vengeance really pop off with wings. SOS try to get some damage to the Ather. Letting the dots rot him down. Maybe he's hoping for stars because that was stars hitting Ather. If SOS could technically take this duel super long, let the dots proc into Ather. Eventually the stars would force Ather to press bubble as those dots tick down on him. Maybe that's going to be his playstyle. As Isaac getting picked up by Ather, still get it sapped up. And not gonna last long at all. Looks like maybe some kind of a dot broke that sap. Ather going for a Hodge onto SOS, wings up and running, execute sentence, trying to get the most amount of damage in a single global, get the shot reversal onto Ather. And that's gonna be Cloak of Shadows for SOS with another Maledict onto the Paladin. Does he go for Shadow Step? He does not. Atherman having to chase after the guy. Does Shadow Step past him with advantage, actually juking him out completely. Is going to have some dots running down to take him out of stealth. Does Ather get to reconnect here though as we hit the 50% dampening? The fact that Ather is healing as much at 50% dampening is nuts. It's actually nuts. I think Ather made a dampener build, dude. He's there for the long games. I remember he was telling me a couple of the builds. I don't remember all of them like the back of my hand. There's a couple of builds he made for duels in particular. What did he say? He said he'd duel the warrior for like 12 minutes. Bike coming down for SOS. Has to trick it back up in case Ather has a Hodge to follow. That's going to be evasion by the rogue immediately. Trying to get big Envenoms into Ather as wings coming out for the Paladin. Trying to get the Templar's Verdict to really connect with SOS. Has a trinket for the next Hodge if he needs to. Does Ather even go for a Hodge? SOS trying to see if he can jump up. Might go for a Shadow Step onto Ather. Atherman is just looking to end him from afar. Does he have the last global needed in order to end him? And it's going to be a Crucible. Doesn't quite do it. Sippy Cup coming out for SOS. Buried with any health left. And Atherman does get a slow cheap shot coming out. SOS is out in the open still. Trying to see if he can get away. Judgment coming out. Trading in the blind with it though. And Lancelot coming out full army. Guardian of Azeroth. Rockboy with a big old abomination and everything. Atherman trying to see if he can save a bubble for this. Using Shield of Vengeance a little bit early. Trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Needs to get some slows onto Lancelot to kite him around. That's going to be a flashlight trying to come out. Full Army of the Dead joining in. And Atherman has to bubble this damage. Trying to turn this pressure around. Back onto the Valpera. DK AMS coming out. Trying to deal with the holy damage. Atherman needs a lot of healing available right now. Hazmag's available. Flashlight getting grouped in. Needs to avoid the Army of the Dead as best as possible. It's just a lot of free damage for the DK. IBF coming in for Lancelot. Azabeth trying to see if he can survive. Flashlight getting kicked, and that's going to be down for the count. Lancelot taking out the Juggernaut Paladin. Kidney shot coming in by Ku with a meme beam to follow. Versus Christina as last man left on Team Blue, man. First game extra long, and we even had one person drop because they were a healer. Very unfortunate, boys. Very unfortunate. But this rogue is going to try to see if he can make a play. Looks like he came out of stealth for a second. Maybe Christina got him out of stealth. It looked like he came out of stealth for a second, maybe for a bow. Evasion and Cloak of Shadows available for the rogue. Blind onto Christina is actually getting everything out of this rogue. Blind, evasion, and Cloak of Shadows, so the rogue has to get back in. Phantomizing onto Christina to build comp points, and it's going to throw a bike at him from afar. Interesting choice of moves. Christina's still holding on to a trinket if they need to. Is just going to get dots up and running onto Rogue, trying to see if he can root to kite him. But the Rogue is just going to stay on top of Christina as best as possible. No thorns needed to worry about. That's going to be a big cooldowns for Christina for a moment. And unless Coop de Loop has more cooldowns available or defenses, is for the most part, it seems like he's done. The dodge just going to rot him. It's just going to rot to the dots. Big lead by Christina. Stun to follow. One or two more shreds. Just letting the dots going to do work. Is going to get cheat death procking. Trying to get the most damage on Christina at the very end. It looks like everybody will actually get to play, as Axe is going to be the last one on Team Red. Charging at Christina. Playing the marksman by the looks of it, maybe. Or BM. I want to say with a bow like that, maybe marksman. Opening up onto Christina with crows and everything. Is that marksman? Beast mastery. Seeing Bestial Wrath coming in, taking down the appendage as he's having to deal against the hunter. Dropping down the Bass is going to be a bike traded by Christina into the hunter. Is going to be able to create some line of sight between the hunter and the pet. Won't be able to get the big kill command, so the frenzy up and running. It's going to be 72% dampening, rolling up. Christina making sure to leap back on top of the Axe. Is going to get himself enough comp points for a big old bite, rooting the pet down. And Axe trying to stay away, letting the pets hit Christina before he has to hit him. That's going to be no health left at the end. And down he goes, Christina finishing off that hunter. Wow. That's actually quite a while long game. Wow. I am actually surprised. Team Blue came in with essentially 4 people, but they lasted as long as they did. Atheman going in for the long game there, but such a long game. But the DK, dude. The DK came in, dropped the army, and down you go. I feel like Atheman will have maybe an easier time if he doesn't have to go first. Alright, we got Laska here, we got Lucio, we got Ornash. Let's get Ornash next, boys. They've been waiting for a bit. Ornash and Nerf Lucio. Every time the rogue up on me, I'm a Versa proc. 80% Versa? Yeah, I actually got it. So you had a Versa build. Okay, I see. So essentially took no damage. I did wonder, like, you took a bite to the face and it didn't do anything for you. Essentially it was like 40% damage reduction. Is this not working? Or match or Nosh and Nerf Lucio. Okay, now it worked. I guess I was maybe spelling something wrong. 80% Versa, huh? Alright, so you'll have to tell me which build you're running. Actually, whisper to me in Discord, just so I don't have to let the boys know, but I can see myself what kind of build it is. I won't give it away. I won't give it away. I just need to know what to expect when it comes to commentating and stuff. I just didn't know what to expect, you know, that's all. That was a long one, boys. Spell match correctly in a work of a time. You know what? You're probably right, dude. If I can spell, dude. Yo, check the rules. There's one that says Dal can't read. We might have to update it to Dal can't spell either. I've been out of school for 3 years, boys. I need to go back, I guess. Which. We got ourselves Athea. Oh, I just sent a video with you there, actually. How you doing, Athea? We're gonna see more of that rogue stealthy action. What kind of eyes do you even have? You have the Knights of Ancient Eyes? I like your mog. I like that sash. I haven't used the Illidan sash in a while. We got Holidor in here as well. Gotta guess another assassination rogue. We got ourselves Monkey Jenk as a feral. We got ourselves Prasheka and Zini. What is this? Agility group on Team Red versus Team Blue with a little bit of more color to the team. We got Brew in here. We got M6 and Feral Fury. We got Jed with a muzzle. We got us Moon Frosty and Ornash in the back. You guys are just like the summer squad. Look at you. Everybody's got the Summer Squad versus Team Agility, man. What is this? I like that. It's gonna be Jen getting opened up on big by Monkey Jank. Look how Monk. Look how Monk. Or Jank. Look how Jank. I feel like that'll be better. But Jen is trying to see if he can catch after Jank. Trying to see if he can come flag him to root, but the Pharaoh's way too quick. The Infernal did get used already. Did it? Or was that a random proc Infernal? Might have been a random proc Infernal. And that's going to be before a gateway goes up. Jen is going to take a little bit extra damage from the Pharaoh, trying to let it immolate. Jang needs to figure out when he wants to Skull Bash. Trinket's out of that. Death Coil. That could be a good setup for Jen. If they can go for a long game into a wall by Jang. Double Infernal coming down. Could be a lot of resources by the Warlock. Let's try to see if he can kite the Feral as best as possible with Conflag's Bash onto the Cannonball. Still going to be able to get a big bolt off. Huge bolt incoming. Jank taking a bunch of damage. Didn't have to pre-wall this one. That's going to be Infernal with a pet. Could go for an interrupt into regrowth right now. Does Jen realize that they can interrupt? I don't know if they can. I don't know if they realize it. But Jank is trying to see if he can kind of chill around the corner, waiting out the Infernal port coming out by Jen. That's going to be yet another Infernal, whatever Warlock Chaos Ball buffs you got. They're continuing for a little bit longer, man. If you can catch up to Jank, you might be able to do a bit of damage. Doing a bit of a strut. Slowed down by corruptions, and this pillar down the middle here is the greatest pillar for Feral Druids in general, man. Look at this massive thing. No matter how many angles you try, the Pharaoh is always going to be able to outlast you. So the Pharaoh is essentially just around this pillar, chooses when he wants to go for a fight. Jen tried to see if he can hit him with a Death Coil, Mortal Coil. But it's not going to be able to get any fears off. That's one thing that Jen has advantage of. No trinket available for the Pharaoh. Try to go for a Death Gas, splitting the damage between the Warlock and the pet. Jank is not out of the fight just yet. Could Skull Bash this Casbolt, and that's going to be a Skull Bash by Jen. Should probably go for a Fear into a Casbolt after. Going to be Random Infernal with cooldowns, but getting rooted down by Jank. Jank sees a bad situation, sees the Warlock literally emanating with power. Is just going to go for kites. He's going to take a little bit of dot damage over time. No high dampening yet. Jen has not won for an interrupt so far. I don't think I've seen Jen go for an interrupt. The pet is able to steal the HOTS away from Jank. Swapping now to the Succubus. Might be able to get more CC with a Succubus playstyle. It's going to be a Mortal Coil. Finally, maybe Jen can go for damage. Casbolt trying to come out. It's going to be a Skull Bash by Jank. Does he have any damage to follow? Wall this up. Might be able to get himself a huge mastery buff off of this. Getting all the bleeds up and running. Short stun onto Jen. Try to get a Casbolt out and run. Does he get to do it? Does not get to the Feral actually went behind him for a second. Dropping down Infernal. Finally, Casbolt's coming out. Shortest stun in the world. Does go for a heal. Does he get to catch up to the Feral? The Feral is going to be on the run for a little bit. Lots of dots coming out. Jen could set up another gateway if they wanted to. Looks like they tried to get... Wait, no! They set up a gateway. They wanted to go for a gateway. Clicked on the gateway by accident. And kind of lost all that mobility and potential versus Jane. Could still get it back. The Feral does have a trinket. If you can get the trinket out with a Fear or something, you could still be in a good spot. While available for Jen, also has a trinket too. And Jake is trying to see if he can catch himself a little bit of a reset. Does he get to it? Does not. Not going to be able to get the big resets. That's going to be trinket for that Mortal Coil. Bash onto that wall. It's going to be free regrowths for Jake. Does he go for Succubus CC? I feel like at this point you might want to go for Succubus CC. Kick still available for the Feral. Try to wait until he has the right ability to kick. Big Dash together onto Jen. Does get him. Casbolt is going to be shortest stun ever by the Feral. It's going to wall this yet again. There's going to be one more wall. It's going to have even more damage out of that wall for Jen. Jen better be aware. Try to let a Shadow Fear on him. Does he have Mortal Coil to follow? If he has Mortal Coil here, you get some health and see the Feral even longer. He might be in a good spot. Does he go for a big damage coming out for Jen right now? It looks like Jank is going to try to see if he can bail the hell out of there. Jake trying to catch himself a regrowth or two, but he's just gonna hide these cooldowns completely. Unless he decides for some reason, you know what? Maybe I have enough cooldowns. Maybe not enough counter points. No more trinket is aware he could be thrown in a CC chain. That is still a lot of damage by the Duster Warlock, even though all he is getting is Conflict Race. This Feral's playing this extra safe. Playing like a scaredy cat, but he kind of has to, honestly. Stun to Jen. Does he have enough damage to end right here? Big Destiny Cat, maybe. Does he have enough? Mortal Coil sending him running in the other direction. Casbolt trying to line up for a Jen. Should probably went for a Fear instead of trying to make a cut play right here. Doesn't go for Fears at all. Hasn't gotten a single Fear out yet. Going to be an interrupt onto the Casbolt. I think it's going to be down for the count by the Warlock with a Reaping Flames execute by Jank. got that kill. No fears out of Jen. That's one thing I would recommend, is more fears. You could bait out a kick from the Feral by popping a fear onto him. If he kicks your fear, you got a free chaos bolt. If he doesn't kick your fear, well, then you fear him, and then you chaos bolt him either way. You're essentially guaranteeing chaos bolt. Gonna be jank, reopening up onto Moonfrosty, playing Unholy. Team Summertime already down a man, but it's only 5 minutes into this duel. Dampening is gonna start rolling in. Jake pre-walling those big damages. The Army of the Dead popping in. That's gonna be, I think, a biker thrown at the Feral. He does go for a Destrugath. Moonfrosty took quite a bit of damage there for a second, but it's still the Army of the Dead chasing after the Feral. Not gonna let him catch, and he kind of resets that his cast is within those teams of ghouls, so that's going to be slowing down the Feral even further. Moonfrost is still trying to see if he can catch up to Jank, but he's just going around the pillars, trying to even get a bit of a necrotic strikes rolling onto Jank. Does go for a leap to juke out the, oh my god, the jukes on the DK, man, are juicy, not gonna lie. Big buy by Jank, trying to get himself thorns up and running, trying to hope that the DK really starts taking damage from the thorn. Short stun is going to be a human racial for Moonfrost. His stun onto Jank, he does have a chicken for it. It looks like the Feral is still playing very defensive here, trying to see if he can bail out. Jank choosing not to jump off just yet, wants to go for a leap, doesn't get it though. No, Moonfrost, he walked out the pillar, walked out the ledge a little bit too fast, and Jank just was expecting to go for a big leap switcheroo. Did not get it. Still has incredible mobility. Oh, a Feral Druid with a rune to Moonfrosty. And it's going to catch a few heals back there. Still trying to go for a defensive play. Has a wall back up. Could use this wall in order to get some offensive pressure. Big biker to Moonfrosty. That's going to be a bite to follow. AMS available. And transfusion, but not enough. And that's going to be Jank getting that kill. M6 trying to see if he can stun Jank. Does get a charge heal. Oh, charge stun. Is lagging a little bit. Trying to go for Reaping Flames onto Monkey Jank. Couldn't quite finish him though. Jank is still on a run, boys. I repeat, officer, Jank is still on a run. I repeat, dispatch, over. Alright. Well, since M6 is gonna have to go looking for him, let's get a duels mix going, boys, yeah? These songs we have are not terrible, but let's go back to a duels mix. Beautiful. Big damage out of the Feral. I think it was a Destrugath. I was looking away for just a second. But it's going to be a stun. Destrugath back at the cat. Is he going to go for a leap? Does get the leap again, dude. The big jukes. This man is on the run like a criminal. He took down Jen, and now the whole alliance is after him, dude. He's going to get an opener onto M6. Look, he was Blade Storm for a second, but looks, I guess he wasn't. Maybe just double stun onto M6 as Monk is trying to make the most amount of plays. Fear coming out, Sangor Trinket rolling up for the Warrior. Does go for a leap charge off of Jank to be able to get the Bloodthirst in. Stun to follow, has Thorns. Does not want to hit those Thorns. Looks like he is not rolling with a Reflect. M6 does finally go for the Rage Regeneration, maybe a big leap. Does go for a leap, but it doesn't go for a juke as Jank does get a wall up and running. Trying to continue the kite so around M6, not letting him charge at him. Is gonna, I think it was trying to see if he can get a reset opener. Does go for a main, but that's gonna be a Blade Storm out of M6. Talented into Blade Storm just to be able to get out of stuns from time to time. Does get to intercept Jank, who's just gonna turn around, try to go to the other side of the pillar. Into a Storm Bolt, Trinkets out of it immediately, not feeling all that healthy. And M6 is bleeding by little by little. Not the biggest bleeds ever. Jank needs to go for another big go. Does have another wall available if he needs that mastery. Big bike into M6 and down he goes. Just turning it around, had maybe a Tiger's Fury available, and that's all he needed. Ornash is going to be up next as a Fire Mage. Team Summertime losing people pretty quickly. Not actually quickly at all. I mean, 3 people down at the 9-minute mark. That's actually taking their own sweet time. Breath missing, and Jank has the opportunity to get in there. No breath to stop his opener. That's going to be huge setup with Destrugath and everything. Big combustion coming out for Ornash. Does he have enough damage? That's going to be a root for Jank. Could have been dead right then and there, but went for that root either way to try to get himself one more heal rolling. Tried to avoid the burst from Ornash. It's going to restun him. That's pretty good, but he's super low in health. Could be going down. Blink Interrupt could be the end of him. Does Jank have anything left? I think he's done for the count. Ornash taking him out. The Corruption Tendril just attached to his head, and that was it, man. The Fire Mage damage is way too high. Looks like Holder is going to be up next as an Assassination Rogue. Getting the shot onto Ornash. I don't know how good. Oh, not Assassination. Subtlety. Big Destry got to opener. Ornash is going to take all that damage, but that handy Tentacle is going to try to help him out here and there. If he goes out in the open, the Tentacle might attack him. Does catch a resell before the Tentacle puts him back in combat. And Ornash did go for Invis for a moment. Holador basically knows where he's at. He is in the ballpark area, picking up the eyes and sees Ornash not going to be able to open with a stealth. Still going to be able to shadow step on top of him. Kidden shot to follow. Ornash eyes blocking, breaking it immediately. Breath into Holador. Holador does not have anything. No trinket. Cloak of Shadow is available if needed to. Greater Promise is going to connect with Ring of Frost. Does that CC? Properly CCs. Second Greater Pyro. Probably going to be Cloak of Shadows if anything. Does cloak that second one. Ornash Temporal up and running. No more Iceblock. Has Cauterize if he needs to. And Holador also has Twisted Appendage, which Ornash does Fire Blast. Bike to follow. That's going to be Cauterize. Proccing immediately. Ornash got himself shortest shield possible. Trying to get some damage into Holador. Trying to make as many of those Fire Blasts work. Does he actually get it here? And a blind to stop him. Holder is still burning from mastery. Got himself a sippy cup and has almost combustion. Stars rocking for Ornash. If he gets one more stars, that was gonna hit. Holder did not be. I think the star kept him in combat. I think when the star hit him, I think they put him back in combat. He couldn't catch a proper stealth to get a sap to Ornash. Nuts. That was actually nuts. Athea is up next. Does Ornash have a trinket or anything? He's kind of out in the open. He's essentially naked, literally, and technically. Polymorph onto Athea. Does he trigger? He triggered that immediately. Wait, does that give Ornash a chance? Root onto Athea. It's playing Assassination, so those poisons are going to be way too good. Yep. Big Envenom at the end there, and down he goes. Bruica is going to be up next as Athea tried to catch himself a re-stealth with a Cloak of Shadows. Did catch himself a clean re-stealth. So that's going to be one man left on Team Blue. Brew is going to be the last one. Athea on Team Red is going to be in the duel. While Prasinka, how do you? Yes, I got some name. Prass is going to be on standby, and so will Zini. Zini? I don't even know. Still easier to say some of the Russian names. Not gonna lie. We're gonna have ourselves a stealthy duel. Is anybody gonna look and pick up the eyes? Eyes on the right side, eyes on the left side. Phantom Eyes coming out, and it's gonna get sapped up. Athea getting that open onto Brew. Is Brew assassination or is Brew subtlety? If he's sub, I think he might have a chance here, because we have pretty high dampening. He still should stand a chance. If he has a sass, It's gonna get the throwing knives kick. Randomly kicked Athea right in the chin. Said to kick him again just for the fun of it. No defense of getting used by either rogue. Bruico, all he had is a feint up and running. He's going to get himself a restyle cheap shot into a bike into Athea. Took a little bit of bike damage, but Athea looking like they're still going to be hanging in there. Another kidney shot coming in. Bruico DR'd all his stuns completely. He's going to get himself a little bit of advantage as Athea got a big old vendetta. No, it's actually Athea's the one with a vendetta on him. Chin coming up for Bruico into a blind. Looks like Athea might have actually been able to tussle with Brew. Barely got a lot of cooldowns out of him, and he's still in a good spot. Is going to land the sap. No trick available for Brew. Athea, this is your game to win or lose. Do you have Dushergath? Do you have Vendetta? Do you have anything here? No evasion, has advantage, so you could get the opener and then go for advantage right after to make sure he gets a proper restyle. Is going to get a Vendetta into Brew. Looks like maybe go for advantage right after. Cheap shot comes in. Cheap shot was offensive for advantage. Go roll cheap shot yet again. I think he might have it. Get a shot onto Athea. Dushergath out of Brew goes sniping him out with the Reaping Flames. And Ziny. I think Ziny was actually going to give him an honor duel. But you just threw sand in his face. You threw sand in Ziny's face and he still melted. Oh my god. Ah, good attempt. Good attempt. I think Ziny actually honestly was going to give you an honor duel. He stood still there for a second. I don't think he was going to attack you. You wanted to blind him just in case. Maybe get a trick out of him. He just still melted. Oh, that's so sad. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one going, yeah? We got ourselves Crazy Cat. We have Snoopy. Perfect. And we got Laska here, too. Ren also on standby. Are we ready? And Atherman is ready. Okay. Crazy Cat and Laska. We can get Atho versus Ren. And Alex we can get against whoever is ready. Alright, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll put Alex here. Blue Shoes here. Black or Cold Arena. We gotta get someone versus Ornash, boys. Great ending. Dude, that was funny. So far, I usually watch these duels and I see them being like thematic or whatever, right? Oh, Krager. Got his Russian boys in here. I haven't seen Krager play in a while. So we'll see how well he plays, boys. He's Fury, so Fury, I feel like with this such corruption heavy, damage heavy season, Fury kind of falls back a little bit. But in a tank season where everybody was trying to play defensively, Fear was insanely strong because it had damage and it just had natural like defensiveness. But we'll see, yeah. But happy to see him, my man. He got his whole team. RU, dude, the Russian boys. But yeah, that one I usually like to. It's easier to put up videos on the channel that are like thematic or something funny happens or specific happens. There, I don't think anything was thematic, like a rogue going for 1v5 or like a class going for 1v5, 1vx. I guess the Pharaoh did, right? But that was a funny ending though. So Twitch, we got ourselves Team Russia with Vital. We got Krager in here as a Fury Warrior. Lakkerr. Lacker would be the Russian. Lacker. Lack. We'll call him Lack. We got no Mova in here. We got Romastia Rog. Romance Rogue? Is that what it's supposed to be? Going up versus no Puka. It's actually going to be Yuki Kazep. Yuki versus Lack getting the breath. It's a trigger for Yuki though. Polymorphin on that Shadow Step. That is the stealthiest bear I've ever seen. Does he get them the ring? He does not get the ring though. Yuki is going to be able to go for a little bit of damage. Oh! Lack just threw everything at him. Looks like Lack is not lacking in the damage department, boys, but he's going up versus Fortune with a leg sweep to follow. Lack is going to trink it out with a big of a breath. We got us poking in the back playing Fury Warrior. We got Snoopy as a Feral. And we got Tixi as a, well, I want to say Fire Mage. Most of these guys are mages fire anyway. Maybe Arcane. That's going to be big damage by Fortune with a big Rod Den Slappers. This thing's a proccing for quite a lot of damage. Lack is going to have to go for big combustion. Try to save until he goes for big damage. It's going to be Cauterize coming out. Icebox immediately breaks it right after intro. Poly onto Fortune. Does he trinket this? Does have a wall trick inside of it. And Lack actually blinked at the right second as Fortune's trying to go for a roll. This man's perception of what Fortune does is just on the ball, trying to land a polymer. Does he land it? He needs a defensive right now. Otherwise, he's done for. This images could proc at Azeroth. I think he might be done. Shield available. Does get a health stone. Perfect. Still has a defensive. Not out of the fight just yet, but Fortune is looking for blood. Does roll, and Fortune actually has roll cancel macro. So he rolls, and then he can stop it. He doesn't have to roll all the way. That's as serious this man is at Monk. It looks like, yeah, lack the survivability. Let's be honest. Vital landing a stone onto Fortune immediately. He's going to try to see if he can just wombo combo him with a fear. Fortune was expecting another duel. These Russian boys are here to win, though. It is allowed by the rules of Fire Phone 1. You are more than welcome to just start blasting the enemy. Drop it on the referral next to Fortune. Gonna be a karma immediately. Fortune is trying to deny damage to Vital. Fear is trying to make a play. That's gonna be Fear. It's gonna break thanks to the Infernal. Mortal Coil Steel comes out as a touch of death comes in onto the Warlock. Perfect opportunity for Fortune to get the most amount of damage out. It looks like he's gonna port at the very last second. The touch of death is gonna tick onto Vital, do a bit of damage. But Fortune did not want the Chaos Bolt to go through him. He had damage. He had a karma, but he did not want that Chaos Bolt to go through. Destrigath onto Vital. He does have two pets up, so they do help split some of the damage of the Destrigath into a second. See immediately onto Fortune, try to go for first aid before he gets a Chaos Bolt up and running. Does he have anything to follow? Immolate right after is going to be Lexu by Fortune into a trinket by Vital, trying to land himself a Fist of Fury. Fear to follow, does get interrupted on Fear. Chaos Bolts are going to come out, does go for a shortest roll ever around. Vital though, trying to avoid the Chaos Bolt into a boopity bop ring. Chaos Bolts still flying for Vital either way. You can't stop those Chaos Bolts. They are going to fly. Does have Diffuse Magic. Still taking huge hits from those Chaos Bolts, even with Diffuse. That's going to be a Succubus CC. Finally, Vital gets some CC without drinking. But Fortune does get to room on a Fist of Fury. Almost got a Fear off on that Fist of Fury. That Zuen is just melting him. Actually tried to see if he could get a Fear into Zuen. Fortune just needs one more hit. One more proc into Vital. Vital just needs to keep him at bay as best possible. In cap, Vital could be going down here into one more kick. Does get to finish it off with a jab to follow. And Roma, whoa. Roma, my man, I like the fact that you're running out and excited, but please stay in your room until the Warlock dies, for sure, right? Wait until he's fully dead. Roma came out a little bit early. I don't want to derail the duel. But just in the future, my man, alrighty? Full sap, blind. He actually went for like full classic World of Warcraft go, right? Full stun lock, blind, sap, and it's gonna go for another stun lock. Does he have enough damage? Does have in bike. Maybe? Karma at the very end. Fortune actually landed that Karma, having to amplifies. And Roma is not going to be able to sit in stealth. That Karma should do damage to him. Actually, no, it's not. Shadowy duel into Fortune, trying to get a little bit extra value of Shadow Dances. He's actually out of dances. Shortest cheap shot ever into Fortune. In cap to follow. Touch of death onto Roma. No trinket available. Does Fortune get to one-shot this man? Big Fist of Fury. Destiny got everything. I think Roma's down. Oh, he did 80% of his health in a single setup with all the trinkets, all that damage, and still had a touch of death ready. Unless the rogue had a vanish at the end, there's nothing you could do. Actually gave him zero escape out of it. Zero way out of that situation. Zero chance. Amazing. That Destro got... He must have gotten procs too or something, right? Like, corruption procs? Like, stat procs? That was a lot of damage. It looks like Krager is going to be next versus Fortune. He did give Fortune the ability to honor duel, get up to full health. That is going to kind of meet him in the field of battle. No bows necessary. Just needs to get right back into combat immediately. Stormbolt on Fortune. Fortune got them big. Rod Den Slappers doing work. Krager, what kind of corruptions are you running? You have corruptions. What kind of corruptions are you rolling though? 4% dampening right now for both of the boys as we hit the 5-minute mark. This time coming out into the Warrior. Let's just look at just kind of outrun Fortune for a moment or two. Into Alexu, does he go for the trinket? Krager goes for no trinkets, dude. Did he use a Warlock Hellstone? He came back with health a little bit. Or maybe he just wasn't losing health at all. Gonna get a short charge off of one of the pets. Is playing Stormbolt, so he's not gonna be able to get a lot of charges back to back. Blade Storm from the Ring of Boopity Bop, and Fortune already repositions to the pillar down the center of the arena. Big leap on a Krager. Does he get a setup? That's gonna be a Stormbolt into Fortune through the pillar. Fortune does choose to trinket it. That's going to be no more trinkets for Fortune for about a minute 30. Trying to get a Fist of Fury lined up onto Krager. He's just kiting him around, dropping it slow on the guy with a piercing shadow, just walking out of it for the most part. Krager took a little bit of damage, going to get himself a charge, heal off of Fortune. He's the one whittling Fortune down little by little. Fortune trying to see if he can bail out. No charge available, no leap for the Warrior. Zerker raging out of that in-cap. And Fortune trying to catch up a little bit on health. Only 10% dampening, and Fortune is already kind of... I don't want to say struggling, but he is having a hard time getting himself up and running back to 100%. Topping himself off, I guess the best way to put it. Stormbolt, does Krager have the damage here ready? He's trying to go for a slow. He didn't have the big enrage available. Into a disarm. Wishy trinkets into Alexu. Fortune trying to see if he can go for more rolls around the corner. Krager, big leap into a charge, connects. That's going to be DC with 20 more bones as the fear comes in for a Krager. Fortune got a Karma up and running, but can Krager turn it around? That's going to bloodthirst off from Fortune as he's trying to get behind the pillar. Yep, from DC. Can we get a hashtag DC chat for the 20 bones? Boys. 20 bones on top of the 55 already. Goddamn, DC. My man. Thank you so much, dude. Boys, hashtag DC for being a goddamn generous, beautiful butterfly. Krager get hit with a cap. No way out of it. Did get a Stormbolt off of Fortune. Meeting up together with that charge. Fist of Fury denying him the damage. Krager still has plenty of fighting spirit in him. Plenty of health as we're hitting that 17 minutes, 30 seconds, 16% dampener. Boys, Fortune reposition yet again. Every time he gets Krager around the corner into like their starting room, he can just roll away towards this pillar, and you can use that pillar. That's a lot of kiting by Fortune. Touch of death into Krager. Does Krager fear death? I feel like Krager is a pretty reckless warrior. Big Destrugath coming out into Krager. I thought it was actually a damage before the touch of death. Thought it was going to be it, but that was with touch of death damage. So Krager took a big hit. Trinket went up for Fortune. And Krager has perfect opportunity for him to try to see if he can recover a little bit of health. No enraged regeneration just yet. Fortune so far has been on the run from this monstrous warrior. Can he somehow lock him down? Is going to be able to get a bloodthirst off of one of the images. Big enraged regeneration finally coming out for Krager. Does get a slow onto Fortune. Karma available for the monk if he needs it. And Krager trying to recover as much health at 21% dampening. Did a little bit good. Got crucibles for self heals if needed. But Fortune so far been able to just outrun this guy. Stormbolt onto the monk. Does Krager get the big damage here? He kind of just trying to see if he can walk by Fortune, do damage without really having to stand there and keep auto-attacking him. Karma does get forced out. Krager, does he have a fear or anything? Bloodthirst off of Fortune just to maintain movement speed into a disarm. The warrior is not really going to have much to respond with. Could be a Fist of Fury, but Fortune right here In cap onto Cracker. Does he have the leg sweep? Cracker still has the trinket. Could trinket here. Does trinket it. Fist of Fury should be expected at this point. Does he have the fear for that Fist of Fury? Actually, piercing shouts. Fortune, Stormbolt to follow. No trinket available for 30 seconds. Trying to see if he can cover a little bit of health. Is doing a bit of damage. That's going to be a port for Fortune. If only Cracker had the leap or double charge available, he'd be able to stop the mobility of Fortune, be able to charge him as he's trying to roll a dragon kick out of there. Fortune still on the run. Try to min-max the damage as well as healing. Has wall available for Cracker. Is going to get images up and running. Fist of Fury just going to waddle out of it. Does she get to follow Cracker? I think he was a Warlock Hellstone there to survive. He breaks his hand in the air for something. Not sure what. Into a disarm onto Cracker. Still trying to see if he can run away from all the Hunkers while he can't attack him. Is going to get Bloodthirst here and then. Needs to get a charge heal. In cap to follow. Zerker Rage out of it. Into a slow into Fortune. That's going to be Fortune taking him out at the very end. Namova is going to be able to finally stop this Monk's killing spree as we hit the 10-minute mark. That was a long duel. I feel like Cracker actually played the best build he could for Fortune. Maybe he could have went for disarm too. But there's nothing else he could essentially do, right? Taxi gonna get a poly integrated pyro getting interrupted as per expected. Try to see if he can just night elf his way out of there. Root onto the pet. Cataclysm is going to try to see if he can force the mage from behind the pillar. Polymorph is going to land. Oh, Trinket Reflect. That Greater Pyro is going to jump back to Taxi. Taxi! Are you aware? It looks like he took no damage. I guess his shield was enough to hold him across. It's going to be him over. Try to see if he can land up a Casball. Going to be a Trinket out of Taxi though. With Combustion. Unable to really get the big damage rolling onto Namova. That was your 100% crit and extra Mastery Burn. But it's going to be down for now. Taxi's going to have to play a little bit of a longer game. Deciding to... I think he was trying to see if he could juke the pet. He did get interrupted on Frost. So honestly, it should be fine. Maybe? Possibly? Oh, he just saw appearance of Namova. Look at that. Here's the Auric with the Greater Pyros. And so is this guy. This saw his appearance. He didn't steal his health though. If only he could steal his health, that would be a better choice. So far, Namova not wishing to push in on Taxi. Not wishing to push in at all. Just letting him sit in the back. Get melted by the pet little by little. Maybe get hit by an Immolate from a Cataclysm. Or a Conflag for that matter. It's going to get a blink. I mean, Taxi, you can't just melt it. He didn't barely touch you. He hit you with Conflag from time to time. Missing the meteor into the room. And Taxi barely any health left. Unless he can somehow get himself a full reset. Trying to go for food. Not happening. I mean, again, it just comes out. Smacks him with a Conflag. Probably going to be not cauterized either. Oh, you're just dead. Going from a Fortune duel where it was just so close between him and Cracker, back and forth. And then you have Namova and Taxi. It's just Taxi running and Namova just hit him with a spell or two once in a while. At 44% dampening, what can you do really? Gonna be Pokken coming in as an Owl Rogue. Oh, nice Mog, nice Tabard. Succubus CC coming out immediately. Now Mova trying to see if he might be able to get himself a good setup onto Pokken. Casballs to follow into an Infernal. Pokken is gonna take a lot of damage here. And he's just gonna get rooted for a moment with a Conflag. Fear coming out. He's gonna get a Cloak of Shadows. Does interrupt Namova into Fear. But he's got a gateway out of there. Bye coming in onto the Warlock. Big slappers available for Pokken with a Warlock Cult to follow. Does the Rogue have a trick? He doesn't have a way to stop that Casbolt. Super low on health and just down he goes. Just melted. Snoopy is going to be up next versus Namova. He did just use Infernal, so essentially Mova is out of offenses, but still has plenty of defenses. We're already at 50% dampening though, so Namova is not going to get any kind of constant healing. So any damage Snoopy does to Namova is final. It's permanent. Does Namova want to swap a pet too? I mean, I guess against Snoopy you don't really have to. Snoopy does try to Destrigath him, but the pet does walk in to split the Destrigath damage. Fear onto Snoopy and does get at least one Casball. Snoopy's Fear Pathing actually get him into the room, hugging the pillar. That was actually well done. Snoopy leaping in there for big damage. Mortal Coil onto the Feral. No way out of this though. No trinket available. Mova might be able to get a bit of a setup. Wall coming out for Snoopy. Not going to take much of a Casball damage. Big bike as he does a run by onto the Warlock and down he goes. Ferritin coming in with 4 kills, 7 million damage. Oh my god. The damage this man did was nuts. Honestly, nuts. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one going, yeah? We gotta get ourselves Ren versus Atherman next. Ready? We are 5. Perfect. I'll get, who just played? Crazy Cat and Laska? I guess Laska's Cracker. I'll get you guys going soon, yeah? Is that Del Feral going down? You think so? You want to bring the Feral down? It's Snoopy, dude. He's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright, cool, Atho. I get you. I just want to know what Atho's build is going to be next. Yo, can you get us in? Yo, I'll get you versus Ornash. How does that sound? At some point, yeah. Let me get Atho versus Ren. And we'll get you versus Ornash. We get Lucio, Alex, Crazy Cat, Laska dueling one another. Ren Tikar and Atho Man. Okay. Good work. Let's start though, working on mine. Really? You just gotta get lazy and just let it grow. That's essentially all you can do. I got lazy and I was just like, you know what? Let it grow, dude. Whatever. And then the streamer was like, wait, can I curl it? Is it long enough? And I put some water and just like did this and just held it there. And I was like, it looked a little silly, but it did have a little bit of a curl. Like you could really force it. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's what I want to do now. I look like a Kultiran. Or an Outlaw Rogue. And that'll be fine. Shit. I used to go outside. And I would get self-conscious, right? Thinking like, oh, what is it you're going to say, right? People going to say something or nothing? Most people don't say anything. And then I stopped going outside. Well, I have a reason now. But I really got busy working on the channel. I was essentially just working on, after we moved to the new place, just working on channel, working on videos. Next video, this idea, that idea. Work. Just because I wanted to. I guess I was just acclimating myself to the environment, never having to go. I did miss it though. There's one place, the burger place, that's awesome. Haven't been there in a while. Later down, yo, DC, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you for being fucking generous, dude. Hope you have a fantastic day, my man. Did I save that one? I don't know if I did. Hold on, don't duel yet. I need to save this one. I say don't duel, but like, I know you're not gonna listen. You boys got your own things in your mind, right? But you're making a WoW channel? Go for it, dude. It's a fun hobby. It's enjoyable. Switch. We got ourselves Atho already going out versus Snuffles. Snuffles trying to snuff him out. Big disregard striking damage onto Atho. This is looking pretty corrupted today. Now, I know what build Atho's running, but you guys are not aware of the build that Atho's running. Evasion coming out for Snuffles, getting a tentacle onto Atho. There's going to be shield events to pop back into Snuffles. As long as he can cloak a shadows before the shield pops, he's going to get a cloak up and running. Snuffles might be able to get the shield to pop. Cloak of shadows, it was down maybe before he popped. Bubble coming out for Atho. Banish coming in for Snuffles as he gets a twisted appendage in there, dude. An extra appendage, dude. Attendee, sap coming out onto Atho. Not playing adaptation anymore. Which is weird to see Atho not playing that out. But he got so much corruption loaded up, dude. He could be going pop any moment. Pretty sure he still has Cook if needed. Snuffles is going to back up. Needs to regen a little bit of health and get some cooldowns. No trinket, no nothing available. Might force Atho to sit here for 30 seconds. A minute, actually. Before the eyes are up. On Atho's team, we got ourselves Coop. We got ourselves Danger. We got ourselves Keen and Axe. On Team Blue, we got ourselves Jig. The jig is up, boys. Manatho is here as well with Mech, and Necro X. Sap coming down to Atho. Did he pick up the eyes? Eyes are up. He must have picked it up. Does he know where the rogue is at? Snuffles, you're probably going to have to open up at this point. Look at him. He's looking at you. He knows where you are. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Chicken coming out for Atho is going to be tricking off the cheap shot into a kindle shot to follow them. Atho having to get himself maybe a little bit more healing, and Snuffles is going to bail the hell out of there. Snuffles is still trying to play, sort of, kind of. Well, he's really trying to stop Atho from being able to find him, essentially. He's just waiting for cooldowns. Only 30 seconds. He can wait that long. He's been waiting long enough so far. He literally waited a minute for Atho to get us set up. That's going to be tentacle onto Atho. He does eliminate immediately. Snuffles still no trinket available. That's going to be Thing from Beyond. Kindle Shot onto Atho. Does have a Shield of Vengeance. That's going to be Cloak of Shadows coming up. Oh, Cloak. Legendary Cloak coming in. Hodge onto Snuffles. Not really getting the proxy once into a blind. Does have Bop if he needs to. But it's going to be Shield of Vengeance for Atho. Down for the count. Does he get a sab? He does get sabbed by the Rogue. Snuffles got himself full cooldowns back up and running. Atho, I don't think he has a human racial back up anytime soon. That's like a 3-minute cooldown. Man. Snowfrest Rogue is boring? Well, the Rogue, I mean, the Rogue is looking at Atho. You see how corrupt this boy is, dude. It's a Paladin. That boy pops wings, you're dead. Unless you have cooldowns, he's playing super safe. Can you blame him? It's gonna go Vendetta onto Atha. Could be a perfect time for a Blessing of Protection by coming out of Atha. Could be lots of damage just trying to reverse it onto Snuffles. Bob's still available for Atha if he needs to. Drop it down to health pretty quickly. Flashlight does come out. It has got himself Twisted Appendage rolling onto Snuffles. It's actually melting the boy. Hodges Snuffles straight inside of it, trying to kill the Appendage. Super low in health. Atha with no health at all. Flashlight himself to full. Snuffles is going to be able to sap him. Does Atha have a human Rachel coming out here any time soon, though? Does he or does he not? Does not get the sap again. Getting the shot onto Atha. Does he got to follow? Does he die right here? Ah, big Envenom at the end. Atha had a playstyle with corruption. It didn't work. He told me what build it was, but I wanted to show you guys what the build is. I want you guys to see it before I give it away. I'm still not gonna give it away though. Coop is going to be up next, and we got ourselves a Rogue Duel as we hit on the 4-minute mark. No dampening yet. Exactly, Atha. Exactly. Eyes getting picked up by Coop. Snuffles does see him. Man, Snuffles, I don't remember this guy ever playing this, like, cheesy. I actually don't remember him ever playing like this cheesy where he just sits still the whole time. Or at least I don't remember him ever. Maybe he did do that all the times, but... I mean, he waited a whole... I was actually surprised. Just 2 per class team. Yeah, only 2 per class, boys. So 2 rogues. Unless you have Pharaohs and Boomkins, you could have 2 Pharaohs, 2 Boomkins. For every other team, let's do only 2 for each class. Just to make it, like... It's kind of like if you have 3 rogues in a team, that could be boring. Because imagine Snuffles playstyle times 3. Times 2, I think most people can handle watching. Times 3, oh my god, dude. You better get on your jammies, grab your fucking favorite blankie, and then fucking go to sleep. Is Necrox Frost or Unholy? I think it's Unholy. 2-hand, big old pet. Pretty sure Unholy. What is that jaw for your pet? Looks so massive. Chad jaw over there. He's got a cheap shot into Kinder shot onto. Coop is going to have to pop evasion with a blind onto Snuffles. Popping evasion. Blind. Breaking his own blind. Cloak of Shadows. This man just threw literally everything at Snuffles. He's hoping for the best, man. But Snuffles pops that evasion. Is going to get himself a bit of a smoke bomb rolling. Coop really has nothing left. Has a Vendetta onto Snuffles. Does trick it out of the bike coming out to Coop. And he's going to be down for the count. Cheap death does come out at the very last second. And Snuffles is going to be able to survive just for a hair longer. What's up next? Is it Axe? It is Axe. He's playing Beast Mastery. Two prot pal dueling can make you old. Yeah, that's why we don't have prots in here, man. That's when the tanks are allowed. Yeah, 2 prots, that would be weird. The Snuffle is just kind of waiting out for cooldowns. He got about a minute on everything. Is he actually going to sit here for a minute? Wait, are we actually going to watch Snuffles wait a whole minute? Anybody have a timer? His sap doesn't count as combat. He waited at least 30 seconds. Literally in stealth for 30 seconds. I want to say maybe about 35 seconds or so, maybe 40 seconds, but literally stayed in stealth for an extended amount of time. I don't remember this guy ever doing that. It's going to be stun into a freezing trap with the Snuffles. Is actually just trying to hold his ground and just fighting against Snuffles, just trying to throw everything at him. Just standing there, holding ground, not willing to move, trying to PvE Snuffles down. Oh wait, does he actually have it? The pedestal Snuffles? Trying to see if he can get rid of it. The Bass is still making his way over to the Rogue. Axe actually looking like he was going to retreat for a second. Looks like he just disengaged in the wrong direction. Get a shot onto Axe right now. Does he have the pet healer or anything? Snuffles popping an evasion and actually melting little by little. What killed him? Well, it wasn't the pet, was it? He had evasion. Wait a second. So you tell me Snuffles waited, like literally wasted people's minutes of time. Minutes at a time in stealth. To die while evasion is up? What even kill him? Like a corruption or something? Was it gushing wound or something? That's incredible. Yeah, Necro is going to be up next though. We're switching it up from rogues for a second. Oh god. Never thought I was happy to see that. Stun by the DK onto the hunter and down he goes. Trying to see if he might be able to find the next person in Team Red. It should be the Boomkin since he was the only one in stealth. Actually, no, he went feral. Kane went feral. Decided to stop having fun as a Boomkin. Decided, you know what? I need that feral action for a moment. Open it up onto Necro for a second. IBF coming out immediately for the DK. Dropping down the big abomination. Maybe trying to get an army up and running. Kane, Dust of Thorns rolling to. It's going to be AMS for Necro. Trying to make the most play while AMS is up. Couple necrotics rolling onto Kane, but he is still looking for a bunch of kites. Try to kite the arm, or at least the abomination. Could still have the army. Destiny gets coming out, I think by Necro actually, as Kane's help. The zips down super fast. That's gonna be a wall, and should have himself a mastery buff after that wall is down if he runs the right trade. Stun onto Kane while appendage is attacking. It should probably eliminate the appendage as he just continued to get comboed on. Barely any health, actually just getting melted. Try to pop himself a bit of a heal here and there. Barely any health, and down he goes. Wow. That was quick. That was actually very, very quick. With Daedra going to be going up next and last on Team Blue. Man. I'm not gonna lie, Snuffles kind of like snuffed the air out of this duel. Just sitting still the whole time. Normally I like the duels where I commentate for like every second is intense, but here's just like, essentially I take like raid breaks. You know what I mean? Like a 2-minute raid break. You're raiding and it's all intense. Big pulls, Hambo, 2-minute raid, 2-minute break. And essentially this guy's just like raid breaks the arena. Necro is trying to see if he might be able to survive versus Daedra. Got a pets all behind the pillar. Daedra needs to get some line inside of the DK. Try to get some shadow bolts up and running. It's going to be at least some resources building up. Stun onto Daedra as Necro trying to see if he can catch up on health. Succubus is he stopping that healing for a second. The Daedra should be able to get himself a little bit of heals rolling. Does he roll for... Do you play Doom? Is that what you just did to Necro? It looked like you put a debuff on him. Unless you're playing a Curse of Weakness. It looked like you put a Doom on the guy. Dropping down the massive Tyrant. AMS available for Necro, but the Tyrant is just eating right through this AMS. Actually, lots of damage by all the pets. Necro needs to have a lot more healing available. Does get a short interrupt on a Daedra. Without a appendage to follow, it could be anyone's game. Daedra's super low. Oh! Yeah, actually did get a kill into Necro, but he died himself. The big old crossfire. Interesting. Alright, that was interesting, boys. Tanks allowed? Hell no. Tanks are scum as hell, dude. In duels? Oh, let me just sit there and heal forever and never die. Nah, tanks just make duels not fun, man. I don't know what's fun about like a bear druid jumping in circles, pressing thrash and swipe while TD's randomly firing. You know what I mean? Like maybe if you have like actual big burst build, like the best burst as a tank, right? And you can just cheese. I would like to see that burst. We've had tanks before. Only like a protection paladins though, because they are the ones that can do quite decent damage. What is the control they have? But generally nah. Generally nah. Who do we have next? I guess Ornash and Rexath. Let's get them going since Ornash has been waiting for a while. Ornash and Rexath 5. Here we go, boys. Let's get on to the next one, dude. That one made me fall asleep. Like I get rogues. I get rogues. I'm a rogue main. I get the whole like you want to re-stealth, chill, get your cooldowns back. But like, come on. That's why I like Outlaw. Outlaw, it feels like the more you fight, the faster the cooldowns come back. So essentially, like sitting in stealth, yeah, it can be useful sometimes. But an Outlaw can get in there, get some stuns, get an opener, reset, you know, open, reset, open, reset, open, reset. At least you're still staying in combat, whatever. I like Assassination when they like at least try to make dots happen and try to see if you can make behind the pillar with some slow, crippling poison and catch a re-stealth on an enemy. You know what I mean? Again, my guy. All right, I'll try to queue you guys again. I'm gonna keep queuing you. Just keep pressing accept until it works. Hopefully it works. Vengeance Demon Hunter can actually go damage dealer build in the kind of something decent in an arena. I mean, like, if I get a tank in here, I want to see a tank actually do a one shot. As in, I want to see someone's health go from full to... Until then, no tanks. I just want to see it for the cheese. Or just like to put it on the channel just to be like, hey, this is the thing. You know what I mean? I like to do something like that just to show everybody, hey, this is what tanks can do, essentially. But I don't know how many tanks actually know how to do it. You know what I mean? Doke cheese melt in your mouth, dude. If rogue cheese, you know what's kind of cheese? It's not even the good cheese, it's blue cheese. I'm not a huge fan of blue cheese, and rogue cheese is blue cheese. There's certain classes out there that cheese, and it's kind of fun to watch them cheesing. Rogue cheese is blue cheese. You know what I mean? I hear you're inviting in stream. I hear you saying you're inviting in stream, not getting any. Are you guys in LFG? Rexath, I give you 30 seconds. Leave all LFG queues. That's probably the problem. Warren McEwen, I have no idea. Ornash, Rexath, leave all queues. Because then I'll need to queue Ornash against somebody else. I probably nerf Lucio. Captura, how you doing, my boy? We are 5. Beautiful. I'll get you in then. If you did tanks, no blood DK. No tanks in general, honestly. Okay, I'll try again. Rexath and Ornash. Queuing you guys. If it doesn't work, I'll get Ornash against someone else because Ornash has been waiting for a while. We'll get Rexath again after. Dalaran Sewers worked. Beautiful. DKs are immortal until dampening. They're just not that fun to play against. Blizzard don't have like a fun play style, right? I mean, what I would be okay with, boys, in Shadowlands, if Blizzard was like, okay, tanks are allowed in PvP, but tanks are no longer tanky. It's just a play style, right? So if you're Bear, you just love going for big mass mauls and swipes and big AoE damage, but essentially you're squishy as a feral, unless you pop cooldowns, I'll be okay with it. Hey, if you want to big AoE damage as a Boomy, as a Bear, be my guest. If you want to be a Demon Hunter tank with sigils that do like incredible dot damage with a sigil of fire, if you want to be melting people with fire dots, be my guest. But like if you're just squishy as a normal Havoc Demon Hunter, I'd be okay with it. Or Prot, if you just want to be shield slamming, bashing, you know, you just like that whole play style, like the look of it. You like being able to cleave things, people down with revenge. If that did as much damage as Fury, I'll be okay, but not tankier than Fury. You know what I mean? Which, like if people wanted that, I'd be okay because there's some cool play styles. But since they're tanky, it's just like I feel like Blizzard just has a hard time balancing. That's all. Team Red, we got ourselves Brew in here with M6 as well as Jen. LOL, gonna be going up first. Laughing out loud, man, with Ornash. LOL actually get himself. Look. He has this Thunderfuse going up in air versus Tau. What are you? Torrent Chick. Torrent Chick. That's your name is Torrent Chick. I'm playing a Frost. How did we get two dudes, both with Thunderfuse, going up against one another? And both hero classes. How did this happen? Frost Deke and Torrent Chick versus LOL. Trying to line up with a big old IBM Torrent. Not looking all the good. Big bite to follow. Needs a lot of healing available. Doesn't have any healing to follow though. Needs Death Strike spam for now. Unless he goes down here. Barely any health available. Aw, down he goes. Give it his best shot. We got also Chalrion. We got us his limbs. We got Regio and Mardelgiano. Makes you think it's Italian. Mardengialo, you know what I mean? Like Jello. But Murder Jello? We're gonna be touching death onto LOL with Alexa to fall Fist of Fury. Massaging his back. Does LOL go for it? Oh, Darkness. Trying to see if he can dodge the touch of death. I think he dodged the touch of death with Darkness. Easy. Karma needs to come out for more. Unless he goes down with a bleed. You're barely alive. Oh, barely alive. What? No karma out of that, man. LOL taking him out quite easily. Into immediate stun. Onto Rehi. This is going to be without a trinket into an in-cap off the bat. Man, this guy's just coming in. Just blasting damage. We're not even at the 2-minute mark. 2 people already down. LOL is just obliterating people. They're just going to kite Rehi for a moment. Using as much mobility as he can. Just trying to keep away from him. Into a final imprison Rehi. The opportunity to go is now. Going to be a blade dance for LOL. Was able to dodge some damage out of Rehi. Or maybe can you really dodge I-beam, honestly? And LOL is super low on health. Still has Blur coming up very, very soon. Does he survive this, though? Doesn't survive. And Rehi taking him out. M6 is going to be up next on Team Red. Stormbolt onto Rehi. With the Death Trigger to fall. Looks like he's lagging a little bit. Rehi taking a lot of damage. Was that a TD out of M6? And this is getting barraged. Oh, no. M6, my man. Actually had to pop Commanding shout. And Ray's still in the air for just a moment. Just out of reach. Trinket coming out via M6 as the Demon Hunter goes in for even more damage. Safeguard Trinket proccing for the Warrior Ray. Getting hit with a Stormbolt. M6 recovering a lot of health with the Rage Regeneration for now. And Ray's going to have to play a little bit more defensive by the looks of it. Looking like he wants to back up, just recover, get a little bit of cooldowns rolling, get some resources running. Because right now he doesn't have the big I-beam or nothing. Using Metamorphosis for lol. It was a lot of cooldowns getting committed into that Demon Hunter. And Ray dropping quite low. M6 might just have him on ropes right here. I-beam coming out with a stun to M6. Didn't say that sound long at all. Gonna be a darkness right now. Is Ray in that execute range? M6 trying to see if he can charge out. Does get a TT to fire into Ray. And that's gonna be damage going through that. Darkness, that big TD actually did chunk him out, didn't it? That's the first time I've seen TD chunk people out like that. Maybe he got one or two of them. Because I know they nerfed the damage of TD like by 50% and made it so it doesn't proc as often. Gonna be another TD proc. Tellurion does land that kill though as an Arms Warrior execute onto M6 with a breath to follow by Ornash. Trying to see if he might be able to just blast Tellurion out of here. That Arms Warrior gameplay, that's gonna be a little bit rough. Does he have Reflect to follow here? Drop it down into a defensive stance while he's got it. Not really looking all that healthy. Does get himself a small heal, so it looks like he's not playing Stormbolt or nothing. Looks like he's playing Impending Victory, so you might be able to get heals from time to time. Ornash is just, I mean, he's just kind of cutting the guy around. He can't really do much about it. He's just taking damage. This is going to be a big combustion coming out. Doesn't reflect rolling though. Tellurion could maybe go for a blaze. So try to see if he can get execute on Orange. Doesn't go for a Blood Elf. Does not take off the Safeguard Trinket. That's going to be a freeze. Getting interrupted for a second. Orange actually taking a bit of damage here and there. Does go for Warlock Hellstorm from Jan. A Ring of Frost might come into Tellurion. Does not get hit by it. If here onto Ornash. Does Tellurion actually make a play here? Could maybe go for a Blaze Storm. Reflect available. Does he have it? Leap onto the Mage. Does he reflect now? Ornash cannot really respond. But does hit him with a Scorch and Reaping Flame. Man. Tellurion had a play there, dude. I felt like Tellurion had a play. Had a tale to tell. That's going to be a breath by Ornash into a Polymorph right after. Onto Zim's Trinkets out of it. Interrupting the fire damage out of Ornash. Getting interrupted himself, actually. And Zim's not really going to be able to do much damage for a bit. Does have the Scorches available for Ornash. He does go for a Temporal. He's going to be able to get himself heals, rolling, and sustain himself as we hit the 5-minute mark. Man, this duel went by quick, didn't it? Rachel relied. Dude, the Blood of Rachel should have gotten the Safeguard Trinket, honestly. That was such a good play. That should have worked, dude. That should have worked. But it only takes off one buff, so it's essentially just like hoping to get lucky. Or maybe he belted and then it proc. Cauterize coming up for Ornash. Doesn't really have a lot of defensives here. Does get interrupted under Zims. Trying to burn him as fast as possible. Triple coming in for Zims with a Cauterize off his own, actually. And it's gonna go for the Ice Block, trying not to let the burn take him down. Ornash doesn't have any health at all, though. As up, he just walked around, fire blasted him once and done, dude. Why was that so funny? Gonna be a Bruico up next with just threw a bike at him. That was the fastest duel I've ever seen, dude. Not even I think it's the fastest group duel ever. In the past we've seen like some really fast ones when it was a 1v5, but this is the fastest group duel ever. People just melting. Oh my god. Why was that fire blast so funny? He just sat down in food, expected, because that just got global. He couldn't do anything. He literally couldn't answer. He had himself Ice Block available, ready to go. Starting to see his health go down. Ice Block immediately. Just pop. That fire blast hit too hard, dude. Christina got us 3 new. Alright, is it Christina lead? Yeah? I think so. Captura. Alright. I'm in Alex's party. Okay, cool. So we'll get Alex versus. Let's go Alex versus Crazy Cat and Earthlucio versus Laska, yeah? Let's do that, just to mix it up a little. 3 new people. I want to get Athlete in there too. Alex and Crazy Cat. Those are these, and then we can go for Nerflucio and Laska. Error. Ready, Utel will go. Okay. I'll get you guys after this. You say we go? Okay, I get you. Gotcha. Easy, I'm Brew, by the way. I guess so, easy, yeah? Alrighty, boys. Switch. Let's go, boys. So what do we got? We got a Wrath coming back on Team Blue. How you doing, my man? Looking very, very red today. We got ourselves Jai in the back as a feral. We got Christina as 2 kitty cats, dude. Yo, both cats. Please be out of cat form and out of stealth unless you don't. Thank you, boys. Oh, Blue hanging out. Swapping his mog a little bit. And Pinkberry. Oh, I kind of like the smog. I like a bit of blue and a little bit of the dark parts in there. I like the skull shoulders. That looks like Shadowlands, dude. The skull shoulders look like Shadowlands, honestly. Not gonna lie. They're literally Shadowlands. This man is already in Shadowlands right now, dude. We got ourselves Team Red with Lil Money in here with Pokun, and Taxi, Yukika Zep, and Zeto. Looking like a straight up. That's why it works in Arena? You look like Harry Potter. Get your Harry Potter ass out of here, boy. This is a 5V5 1v1 Duels. What do you mean? Christina going out versus Taxi off the bat. Gonna see if he can, try to see if we can bow in there with a Feral Flame Strike. Not happening early enough. And Christina getting the big open on Taxi. Throwing a bike at him already. The Major sitting at below half health. What is this bleeds? Wait, are you just gonna die to bleeds? Are you gonna die to dots? This man is still melting. He is still melting. Somebody put him out. Grab some water. Grab a bucket. This man is just on fire. Literally. Not in a good way either. Combustion coming out immediately. Taxi just melting right now. Does he have the damage? Is gonna get himself a temporal. Cat just running out doing a little bit of a dance while on fire. Icebug does come out, trying to see if he can scorch Christina as he's heading behind the pillar. Christina just had himself a meaty, nasty opener just now. What was that? Taxi is just going to be behind. Trying to see if he might be able to get some food. Christina not even going for stealth. Could be breath out of Taxi. Still gets that opener. Trinket coming out for Taxi. Is trying to get some scorches onto Christina. And that's going to be down for the count. That did not last at all. That didn't last long whatsoever. That was insane. Why say a cat? He used like a glyph of illusion, I think. Next up is going to be Pokey coming out as an outlet into a big old bike onto Christina. Trying to see if he can make a big play. Thorns are up and running by Christina. Pokey still choosing to attack into those thorns. Got himself a drone up and running. Cloak and Shadows to follow. Just so he can rotate defenses. Straight gets out as that's going to be dashing guys for Christina. Pokey might have Christina on the ropes there. Does boop his snout onto the wall as he goes in for a leap. Short stomp by the Outlord. Says a blind if he needs to try to see if he can catch up to Christina. But the feral mobility not going to be caught. Pokey catches the resale for a second, but the bleeds are still on him. And if Christina can get another reopener onto Pokey as he's out of stealth, he might have a good spot. Does get to hit him, but doesn't get the stun though. It looks like Pokey might have actually like proc something on him. Big bite by Christina onto Pokey. Parry up and running, but Pokey is not going to get rooted down. Christina actually going for a trinket as the between the eyes comes out and Pokey melting. I think he's just done. Bah! There you go. Snap of fingers and the man just melted. Big bleeds out of Christina. He hit those thorns for a little bit too long. Had parry, which is nice. Should have maybe used a blind at some point. I don't know if he did use a blind. Maybe he did use a blind. Maybe he did use a blind. But that's going to be Christina down a trinket. Little money. This is going to be up next as a Windwalker Monk. Great open for the cat. It was a good opening, man. The cat's got some great openings with gear. In current season of BFA, cats like got a really nasty opener, dude. The big damage with the trinkets too is just a lot. Touch of Death rolling up onto Christina with Fist of Fury for Little Money. Christina perfect opportunity to get a wall up and running. Little Money popping in wall just to increase his own raw health to make Touch of Death hit harder. It did do a bit of damage to Christina, but not the hardest hit ever. Little Money got himself the diffused magic for them thorns. Still perfect opportunity for Christina to land those lows on the mug and try to see if he can bail out of there. Continue to power shift as he's getting rooted. Is going to go into bear form. Could go for another wall. No more wall available actually. Christina landing a maim onto Little Money. Does have a big old bike and bite to follow, but that karma reverses a Little Money. Had himself a really good run down with Christina. Who's up next? Is it Obliv? Wait, no, is it Demon Hunter? A Wrath? It is a Wrath. Oh no. Why'd you guys send a Wrath next? Oh, this is over. Pack your bags, let's go home. Little Money. Let's see if Little Money can fight through a Wrath here though. Pretty big arena, good for monks and demon hunters. Lots of space to go. And that was a pretty beefy opener by a Wrath. Just threw everything in Little Money. Got massive procs with those big tentacle slappers and Little Money going for. A bit of a dragon kick out into the next zip code. Does he get to survive it though? No more karma available. Fly up in the air coming in for the monk. Does he go down right here? Not hitting the last fell lance. The Wrath couldn't have enough haste in order to get a bunch of them up and running. But the monk is still on the run. Nice port available. Already had that ready behind the pillar. A Wrath still trying to see if he can catch up to the monk. Finally, wall available for the monk boy. Trinkets out of that stun, dragon kick, continuing to run as best as possible, is going to get a wall rolling, electric punch to Wrath, most likely going to get a trinket. Wrath is feeling very confident though. That's going to be a roll away for money, trying to see if he catches Vivify with a Tiger loss to follow, in cap onto a Wrath with diffuse magic. He has karma in just a few seconds. A Wrath still has a lot of damage, lots of pressure, still holding on to a trinket. And hasn't had to use a single defensive because little money just does very little damage compared to him, into a disarm and a karma. Very interesting choice by the monk. Disarm and karma. I mean, I guess it gives you a couple of globals of Vivify, but a Wrath is getting right back in there. Getting the tentacles to stop and attack you. That's going to be more slaps on the way, and money going down. Rise of Touch of Death connects. Go Roach followed by Yuki. That's going to be a Metamorphosis for Wrath in case it was going to be a kidney out of Yuki. Dustin with a big Duster Gath. Yuki getting a cheap shot. Doesn't have a kidney shot to follow, though. He does not have a kidney shot, so it looks like he didn't metamorph the kidney shot. That was awesome. Big old I-beam coming out for a Wrath, flying up in the air. Yuki might just have to cloak a shot as this. Is going to get a couple of those fell lances to the face, and a Wrath was be able to turn around the big Vendetta with evasion onto the Rogue easily. He's going to try to see if he can meet him with a Blade Dance. Trinket not available for Yuki, and I think it might be down for the count. Just a Blade Dance or two, and the Wrath does take him out. Oh boy, Zeta, my man, you're the last one left. A Wrath, I mean, wow, cleaning the house, man. He's at least giving you an honor duel. Look at you, just waiting. He's waiting for you to recover health. I know you're ready to go. He's just letting you. I think he was just gonna try to let you maybe recover health or so. Zeta taking a lot of damage in the open. Are going to be a big flight up in the air. A Wrath just using darkness in order to try to stave this off. He's getting pretty lucky with darkness. I think not a single one of those fell lances even hurt a Wrath. There was a stars that tagged him, but I think all those fell lances got absorbed into darkness. Zeta getting interrupted for a second. Super highly corrupted. Stun into a Wrath. He trickets out of it. Focus beam, and down it goes. Or Zeta looks like he came in and wasn't prepared at all. Down it goes. And that's going to be it. Fast. What are these duels? Last two duels have been super short, boys. Incredibly short. I missed getting a shot. How? So when a Demon Hunter metamorphoses, there's a moment of immunity for him. So if you hit him with a Chaos Bolt for a second, he immunes it. If you CC him during that metamorphosis, he is immune. There's a moment of immunity when you metamorphosis, when you leap. That transformation, you are actually immune. So if you kidney while he's metaing, kidney gone. If you Chaos Bolt him or G-Pie and he metas, meta gone. Or Chaos Bolt gone, G-Pie gone. You're gone. Out of here. Your kidney shot got banned. For that one kidney shot is banned. Out of there. So you gotta be careful when you kidney shot them. You don't want to do it while they're metaing. I want to get Athaman in here again, dude. I want him to actually have like a chance for a build. Laska, we need to get Laska going though. Let's go Nerf Lucio, Athaman, and we get Laska versus Alex? Alex is good to play actually. Which one of these is Christina? Didn't Christina just get to play? Christina must have been Alex then, yeah? Nerf, Lucio, and Athaman 5. We'll get Laska next. And I have to go in there. Yeah, I'm trying to get Athos team to play. Because Athos said he got like a billion builds. I'm trying to give him a chance, man. You know what I mean? So far, it's been super unlucky. At least one of... I don't want to give away what his builds are until you guys get to see them. But one of them kind of worked, but it wasn't like a good matchup, really. The other one, whatever he was doing for that build didn't proc. Or often enough that he was hoping for. So I was hoping for it too. So, yeah. Give me a battle on that Dalaran hashtag 1340. Boys, there's a good chance you guys might have asked what the BNet is. You guys probably would have seen Crit post it. Would have probably maybe even added me on Discord down below, description, join up. There's like a whole section in Discord, whole blip in there. Telling you the rules of how to join in. I think I have my BNet there too. Does it? It doesn't. It should. Crane, can we add that real quick? Appreciate you. Alrighty, boys, let's get another one up and running. But it's not secrets. Dalaran hashtag 1340. Switch. Dalaran hashtag 1340, boys. We got ourselves Athman on Team Blue with Daedra in the back. Stealth. Ooh, how's it going? Stealth and stealth. Wait. Staith. And stealth. And Staith. Must be best friends. Eighth are going to be going out first with Holder in the back. We got Prass. We got Zyne. And we got Monspur? Monspier. It's like monster, but instead of a T, it's a P. Interesting. Aethia popping in with a big old wolfy boy. I guess it's a toy, right? It has to be a toy or an item. That or the other. Versus Charlatan? Charlatan? Are you a Nightborn? Are you a Night Elf? I think you're a Night Elf, actually. A Shadow Priest Night Elf versus a Rogue. Hey, he got a purple cloak, which was awesome because this guy got a yellow cloak. It's almost like class colors. Almost. Oh, he's more purple looking. But that's going to be Charlatan versus Aethia. Does hit him with a stun. Perfect opportunity for him to get some dots up and running. For Shadow Priest, this is going to be a rough game. Trying to get a Mind Flare rolling. Aethia did already use the kick, so perfect opportunity for Charlatan to actually get some cast damage into Aethia. Does go for Greater Fate for a second, but then breaks it immediately with some damage over time of his own. Shadow Mensa coming out, and Aethia is going to be able to back up with that Shadow Fiend and generate some calm points off of that thing. Has some duds burning on him, but he's doing fine for the most part. For Charlatan, it's going to be quite tough for him to be able to reach the Rogue and maybe get more CC rolling. Could go for the eyes. Those are up. It's going to get him some Shadowmans and Aethia. I think he's just waiting out until pain and everything falls apart. Sabbath Charlatan looks like he still had dots. Maybe could have went for a few onto Aethia. Would have gotten them out in the open. But he's going to have to wait. Is that a Vendetta? That is a full Vendetta rolling by the Rogue. Charlatan should be very much aware of the damage that the Rogue has. Just trying to get some dots up and running onto the Rogue. Stun is going to be a trinket immediately. Charlatan has a Siphon rolling. Is going to be able to eliminate that Siphon immediately. Charlatan got himself Vampiric Embrace. Is going to be able to take certain of the damage and blast it back to himself health. Actually, let's just drop in low with Save Good Trinket proc. Now it has to go for Disperse. And this way he wants to get offensive with Aethia. Does he have a stun? The R on them still. Got Rogue coming out as Aethia does catch a real quick re-stealth. There's going to be a Fear by Charlatan. Trying to get some damage up and running. Is he going to be able to? Kidney Shot could be coming out in a moment. Does have himself Greater Fate with a couple Shadowmans. Aethia did not go to interrupt him. For the Shadow Priests so far, an unwinnable game, man. So far unwinnable. So far so bad. Charlatan is going to get hit with a kidney shot. Has a trinket. Even yes, does get a kidney. Aethia is at full health. Charlatan does have the Echo and Void procced on Aethia. He's actually so close. He's still taking that shadow damage from him. Not enough to put him in combat, however. I think he's going to be down for the count, boys. Unless Charlatan has something, a trick up his sleeve. He still does have life swaps. So if somebody wants to stay in like his line of sight, that'd be great. Yo, if somebody wants to be the boy, stay in line of sight so you can life swap. The life swap is allowed in the duels. Just stay in this ballpark, like 40-yard range or whatever. Don't gotta heal him, just let him swap. Uh-oh, interrupt on Shadow. Not looking that good. Trying to see if he can swap from a boy. Maybe. Does he know that he has swap? Probably should be using right now. Swapping with Daedra. Fresh new health bar, ready to go. So far though for Charlatan, even... We try to help our priest here, boys. We try to help him out as best we can, man. But it just does not work. It just does not work. It's so hard being a priest out here in these duels. But boys like Charlatan, they don't give up. Silence of the Aethia. No more mean words out of you, Aethia. And Azek is going to be able to get himself into void form for a second. Get a couple of void bolts, but Aethia is just going to be able to sprint out of there. That's rough. And this is going to heal up to full. No dampening, and the Rogue is just going to be able to... Like the dots, man. Couldn't Blizzard make the dots for Shadow Priest like better? Just stronger dots? Unfortunate. That's the big unfortunate. Charlatan is going to be able to get a stun onto Aethia. That is going to be Siphon. Does eliminate Siphon. Interrupt him on a VT. That's going to be a full kidney shot to go. Charlatan does have cooldowns though. Does have Disperse. Does have Vampiric Embrace. It looks like he's going to turn to Purple Fart Cloud. Trying to see if he can chase up into Aethia. Why has a little bit of mobility. Does at least land a pain on the Rogue. But we are the ones that are truly in pain, boys. Watching Shadow Priest struggle against the Rogue, it's not even funny, honestly. He's gonna mount up, no saps available. Does land the Garrote though. Charlatan could have some CC to follow here. Maybe a fear does land the fear. Perfect opportunity for dots to happen. Athia, the fear for them does break though. Maybe a stun available for the priest. Nope, getting stunned himself instead. Into a trinket to follow. Athia getting surrounded by Siphon, Shadow Fiend, and that's going to be Charlatan. All that shadow damage blind onto the priest for a moment. This is going to be evasion for Athia. No cloak just yet. But that evasion was able to dodge a little bit of the damage from the Shadow Fiend for a moment or two. Is going to get hit with a sap. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. We're at the 5-minute mark, boys. 3% dampening. I'm actually surprised how Athia is playing those super carefully. Like, you're a rogue versus a priest. Like, I feel like this should have ended in the first minute. And Nathan takes a turn to kill. I was editing a video with Athia, and I did do a zoom in for the timer. Athia took 2 minutes before they opened up on Christina when they was doing them as a feral. Literally 2 minutes passed. I did a little zoom in with the flip. That's kind of funny. It was a simple edit, but Jesus, yeah, these rogues, man. The rogues you've gotten on EU are just... I don't know. But Athia is going to get redotted up. Still holding on to Cloak of Shadows. Does get interrupted onto the Shadow Priest into Kindle Shot again. I mean, he's just punishing him with those Kindle Shots, man. Is going to get an Venom or two. And Charlatan, I mean, he's taking damage here and there, but not too much. It's going to be... He did go for a Greater Fate for a second. Is going to get a slow into Athia. Cloak of Shadows coming out from the Rogue. Had that as a trump card in case things go bad. What is that pet, though? I think it's a toy or an item. It's basically the hat. And I think it's an item that you wear that summons his dog to follow you, or it's a toy that puts a hat on you and has his dog follow you. Don Carlos, look up Don Carlos. You get in a dungeon. It's gonna be charlatans. I keep calling him Charleston. Charlatans. Safeguard, Trinket, Procken with the Disperse too. Not really healing nearly as much as 12% dampening and rolling in. We're at 7 minutes and this is the first duel. What is going on? Athia trying to see if he can land a Garrote. Maybe that is an actual item that he wears on his head. Maybe he's actually losing out on certain Azeroth traits. That's why he does like no damage. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, boys. Sap onto Charlatan. And we wait. Getting the shot again. Stop beating him up, dude. He took so much. Dude, think of his kidneys. They're not in a good position anymore. They're barely functional after you have punched them so many times. That's what I think kidney shot is you punch somebody so hard, you hit them in the kidney. Just like a really strong punch to really stun somebody. Fear onto the Rogue. Does he choose to trinket it? He chooses to trinket with a Shadow Step Sap or Shadow Step Kick onto Charlatan. Not let him get a single cast off. Stun coming out by the Shadow Priest with a Siphon to follow. Try to get some dots up and running. With VE to follow, Greater Fate coming out. Is going to try to see if he can get a VT up and running into Aether. Didn't quite get it. Confirmed in game it's a toy. Okay, it is a toy. So, it's not like he's wearing the hat and like losing out on Azeroth gear, right? It's just a toy, right? He doesn't actually... Yeah, because I was thinking like maybe that's why he's taking so long to kill the priest because he doesn't do enough damage. A Bastard and left hook to the kidney will do it. Yeah, so it is a kidney shot. Okay. I mean, somebody's gonna need to donate Charlatan his kidneys, dude. His kidneys are fucking obliterated. VT up and running. Does have that Echo and Void to proc a little bit. Siphon to stop the Rogue attacking him for just a quick second with the Fear to follow. Trying to get this Mind Flay. Shadow Step coming in. It turns to a little bit of a purple far cloud with Vendetta up and running. Probably the best time to have that Disperse available. And used to get dots back up into Athia. The duel has been going long enough. He has Life Swap again. That's why he's hanging back to his team. He has Life Swap back again, boys. Time for a health transfusion. Time to give a blood transfusion. Going for a silence yet again. Swapping the health with Staith. And it's going to be able to get that sort of... Athia tried to actually stop him from swapping the whole time. What is going on? I mean, I understand why Charlatan is having a hard time killing a Rogue. I completely understand it. It's a Shadow Priest life out there, right? But Athia, how is he struggling to kill a Shadow Priest? It's been 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes. All of Charlatan kidneys have been turned into literal punching bags. Like, what else is there to do, man? What else is there to do? Athia popping and Trinket. Is that where he's going to go off? Is that the time for him to pop off? Stun onto Athia. Trinket's out of that one. Maybe get some damage rolling or like a health increase. Trinket, Shadow Step, interrupt onto Charlatan. Kidney Shot yet again. Trinket's out of that. Kidney Shot. Fear onto Athea. Does Trinket that fear? Oh no, he doesn't Trinket. He actually just breaks out from damage. And it's literally been 10 minutes. Oh, boys. What is going on? It should be banned? No, live swap is okay, because Shadow Priest, like, Shadow Priests usually don't live this long. So live swap is allowed. I'm not against live swaps. I don't think it's a priest fall, boys. I think it's a lack of damage from a certain somebody. From a certain yellow boy here. Trust me, you should see some of the past duels with priests that take so much damage, dude. They never live this long. It's gonna go for Disperse. As a Vendetta comes out, Aether just keeps throwing Vendettas into Disperses. I just don't understand. And Charlatan is just gonna chill with his team. 4 minutes on the light swap. Aether, if he gets that light swap, there's only one man to blame here. And that's Don Carlos, the hat you're wearing, dude. This is the Don, dude. He's cursed. The Don Carlos hat isn't helping you, man. I think he's playing up against you. Wait, so the priest has 350k health and rogue has 5.5? Is that what it is? Lordy. Lordy, boys. Get the shot onto Charlatan. He doesn't have, Athea does not have a Cloak of Shadows. No trick available. Maybe Charlatan might be able to take this rogue out. Does go for Greater Fate. Maybe that was a kidney shot. Stun to Athea. Wait, did Charlatan have it? Shadow Fiend is up to Athea. There's going to be Siphon too as a blind comes in. Is going to be able to take out that Siphon, yeah. That's going to be Garrote into Charlatan. Barely any health left. Athea has a Cloak of Shadows coming out very, very soon. Interrupt comes in. Athea, could they be going down here? Could that be the end? Getting yet another Garrote. Does he have the Execute? Does he have the Execute damage for this rogue? Or does this rogue get a Cloak of Shadows back up and running? Trying to sippy cup this at 42% dampening. Athea no longer with dots. Oh my god. Oh lordy. Charlatan does have defenses back up and running. Athea, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This rogue. Right here, this rogue. What is this? He's still in stealth. He's still in stealth. He has Cloak, he has Trinket. This is a perfect time, perfect opportunity. Just make sure you don't Vendetta to Disperse and you're done. Like, that's it. What is your assassination? I would imagine, like, I could see this maybe if he's outlaw, barely any health. Oh my goodness. Oh, how much damage done? Priest done 3.5 mil, Rogue is done 5.5. Did you throw Vendetta into him? You did throw Vendetta into the Disperse. Well, you still might be out of... You still could be okay. You might be alright. It's gonna be Fear onto Athea. Trinkets out of it. Interrupt on the Charlatan. No shadow damage for a moment. Cloak of Shadows for Athea. Why he had an interrupt on Charlatan? With the Vendetta still rolling, Siphon up and running, kills the Siphon immediately. Charlatan, does he have a stun? Anything? It's going to be Shadow Step for Aether. With the Kidney Shot, Trinkets out of it. Smoke Bomb to follow. It's going to be Greater Fate with a little bit of heals for Charlatan. Trying to get some damage onto Aether. Has dots rolling. Shadow Menzic up and running. Aether is going to wait until all the dots fall off. Looks like he actually might poke out for just a second or two. Barely any health. It's going to be Echo and Void Procket for Charlatan. Interrupt him again on Shadow. Could be a Kidney Shot any moment at this point. Does Charlatan have stun of his own though? Evasion up for Aether in case Charlatan like swings a staff at him, I guess. Can the shot? Does he actually finally ends it here? Is that gonna be it? Finally, Aether actually did it. Aether took you 13 minutes, close to 14 minutes, 53% dampening to kill that Shadow Priest. I don't understand what is going on, Aether. Aethea, I can't even say your name right. Oh my god, thank you. I felt like my head was in a vice watching that. Aethea, I don't mean this with disrespect, but I think you should navigate to the nearest rogue PvP guide ASAP after this one. What was that? Oh my goodness. Did the Shadow Priest have like the biggest healing build ever? Is that what it was? I've never seen a rogue struggle with a Shadow Priest for 14 minutes. What was that? And Staith finally get into play as Team Blue finally gets a chance at this. Blind coming out, and Staith is going to trick it out immediately. Kidney Shot coming in onto the Demon Hunter Aethea. Does he have any damage to follow here? No more defenses available, boys. Priest to swaps. Dude, he should have died after the first swap. What do you mean that's why? No. Those swaps are a 5-minute cooldown. He had after the first swap, he has 5 minutes before he can kill that priest. 5 minutes, boys. 5 minutes. Ask any Shadow Priest out there, the PvPs, how tanky are you? They'll say no. How tanky are you? No. That'll be the answer. 5 minutes between swaps. He made those games last for 2 swaps. First swap, 5 minutes before the next one's up. No. He's not geared enough for the rogue? Is that what it is? How much health does he have? Oh no, that rogue isn't LMAO. How much gear does he have? Is he fresh? Like, is he new? How geared is that priest compared to that rogue? That's another thing I need to know now. What's his item level? Somebody inspect that guy and tell me his item level. They're both equally geared. Okay, I just need a screenshot of their health. I need a screenshot of the priest's max health and the rogue's max health, okay? Just give me a screenshot of the max health. Almost third swap? Dude, almost, honestly. 450, 460 item level? If both of them are the same item level, this should be fine. If this rogue was 420 item level, then I could see why he was struggling. But a 460, 450, I guess the equally geared priest, there's zero reason for that duel to last as long as it did, boys. Holy shit. I'm not even commentating anymore, dude. That took so long. What was that? Oh my goodness. Praz barely in hell Staith, which could be anyone's game right now. Stun onto Staith. And Praz, I think, wins it with a big old IB. Made sure to get himself a blade dance to dodge. And stealth reaping flames him right after. Didn't even give him a chance, boys. Swap is allowed. Yeah, swap is allowed, boys. Yeah, for Priest. So Priest was under geared. Wait, Priest has stand buff. Rogue doesn't have a stand buff. So Priest was under geared. Can you give him a card to Rogue Skull? I just think navigate to the nearest PvP guide on Icy Veins or Wowhead, and that'll be good enough. Like I feel like there was something like wrong, like maybe something like obvious, you know, or maybe he forgot his poisons or something. You know what I mean? Or like he never ruptured, or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it's just I don't believe Shadow Priest living that long against a rogue. Like maybe he had wrong poison, wound poison, or deadly poison instead of wound. Actually, deadly poison would have been more damage. Zynie, not looking all that good as Kidney Shot comes in. Karma available if he needs to touch it. That's coming up onto his Scythe. He doesn't have evasion. Does have a Cloak of Shadows skin cap. Touch of Death is going to proc unless he has a vanish. He does go for a vanish. Touch of Death does not proc, but that Karma is still going to do a lot of damage. Stealth, not looking all that good. Landing a Kidney Shot onto Zynie. Doesn't have enough dot damage or procs to finish Zynie. Trying to end this rogue. Does catch a Stealth and Stealth. That's gonna be touch. That cheat. That does get a blackout kick at the end. They play carefully because they were afraid they would burn those CDs before Atha comes in. Like I just couldn't see it, dude. I couldn't see it. Atha is gonna hit him with Crucible once, Crucible twice. This is gonna melt him. Zynie at 79, yeah, 79% in health decrease. There's no way. It's just at this point throw all your cooldowns and hope for the best. Atha, who's gonna be up next? It's gonna be Holodor, I guess, yeah? I need to see that rogue's armory, man. I need to see what happened. Charlatan, I need to see this armory, dude. I need to see the armories. Crane, can you look for the armories real quick? No, Atho! You have a thing from beyond chasing after you. After you got a Hodge on the rogue. Try to see if you can stop the rogue from catching a reset, though. Looks like you might have gotten maybe a proc or two onto him, but looks like it's gonna have to wait a little bit longer. That thing from beyond, man, that was hard. Obliv got 457 item level. That's a man who does a lot with a low item level. Or lower. Getting a shot onto Atho. Holodor just needs procs for the things from beyond. Playing that sub-rogue. Dutching out onto Atho. Bursting through the shield event is super quick since that shield is so tiny. Because of 84% dampening. Atho tried to get some corruptions to proc maybe. That's going to be a blind as Twisted Appendage procs. It looks like Holodor. Or maybe Holodor has a Twisted Appendage proc and Atho is the one who took it out. Is going to get the rogue in combat though. Not going to let him catch Stealth. Going for a little bit of wings, trying to go for as much damage from a distance. Sorry, boys. Shadow Step and Kidney Shot coming out as Athaman gonna have to bubble this as a bike and a thing from beyond. Walking up, Holodor barely any health left. No vanish available. Is gonna get executed by Athaman at the end. And Monspear. I don't even know how to say it. Monspear. But P has like this symbol, which is like soft symbol. So P would be Pia. Or it's like a softer sound. Monspear, I'm gonna say. Like Pierre. like the name, but it's hard to tell. My god, some of these duels have been so long though, boys. Is he actually letting Arthur heal to full? He's actually letting him heal to full. I mean, eventually Arthur is just gonna be like, you know what? You know, I think I have enough health. No bubble, only bop available. Is gonna get a twisted appendage proccing onto Monspear. Does hit him with a hodge, but that twisted appendage does fade away though. Monspear made sure to take that thing out immediately. Hodge into Arthur. Could be maybe a trinket or a bop from Arthur. Monspear is going to do so much damage. Shield Evasion just went here, just came and went super quickly. One more hit needed, and Monspear does take him out. Danger needs to do the most amount of damage. Monspear is going to be able to heal up a little, but at 93% dampening, barely any health is available. And Danger at least is giving him at least a bit of an honor duel. Like, he's at least letting him heal. You're not going to be able to heal to full. Monspear, I think at this point, man, you have Bubble, you have Bop, you might as well play with what you got. You have Wings too. You should have went with those Wings into Danger, because now you're not going to have Wings. So maybe you should, I mean, he's letting you honor duel. Super nice about it, but dampening is 95. You get only 5% effective, dude. You have 5% of what you would normally heal for. Eventually you heal yourself for like 1. 1% per flash heals. I know, right? Dampen is super high. It's crazy, dude. This duel would not have gotten to 21 minutes though, boys. But that Rogue versus Priest duel, I need to know what the armory of them was, dude. I need to know. I need to see this. Deja trying to get a Shadow Bolt going onto Monspear. Gonna be a port before any damage comes out of the Paladin. Deja, any damage you do right now is gonna be perma until Bubble comes out from Monspear. Is gonna bubble out of that Mortal Coil. You got your pets up and running. You need to get the pets and go around, wind around the corner against Monspear. Deja's just trying to see if you can bail the hell out of the Instacast or your friend right now. Or if you can get some kind of CC chains. Instacast is gonna be your friend. Shield event just popped through so fast. Now it's gonna be Tyrant up and running right now. Monspear has nothing left. That Tyrant's just gonna slap you down. Yeah, there it is. My goodness, boys. My goodness. Alright, hold on. I need to do this. I need to find this rogue. I need to find this rogue and this priest and take a look at them. Fucking armory him up right now, dude. What was that? There's no way. Did anybody send me a screenshot of what those guys' health bars look like? I need a screenshot, dude. You could link it on Discord. That was a surprise from the rogue. Please crack me up. Dude, I've never seen something like this. Like, unless they were like friends and they were trolling, if there were like two dudes actually trying in that duel, I just have a hard time believing. So it's almost like they're messing, or they're doing something like the rogue fucking poisons or never ruptured or something like that. Those must have been something missing there. And charlatan. There he is. Alright, I got him, boys. We got him. Let's take a look-see here, boys. Pretty hard to kill with constantly PWSs. No, he's not that hard healing. Yo, Yugoth, my boy, my babes. You guys have seen our 5V5 1v1 DUELS plenty. Confirm for me. Priests are not that tanky, right? They're not tanky. Let's be honest with ourselves. They're not tanky. They struggle. They're paper. They don't live long. A priest needs to massively outplay and needs for the enemies to also. They're not tanky, dude. They're not tanks. Locks are, but not priests. Okay, I can't. You can't be just like. But he power word shielded. Do you know how much that heals for? Nothing. Okay, this is the man right here. 453 Animal Athea. What are we working with? 462. So it looks like Athea has almost 10 animals on the guy. Almost 10 animals. 465, 465, 465, 83 neck. Rank 2 vision, Breath of a Dying, Vision of Perfection. I don't think that'll be enough. You have a Safeguard Trinket, or a Health Trinket, Badge, Versatility Proc, Ineffable Truth, Versatility, Crit. Okay, so I don't have any crazy corruptions. That's fine. Wait. Ooze, you have... Oh, Ooze. Not the greatest weapons. You probably should swap weapons. You have 460s in your offhand, 450s in your main hand. I would swap those. Even if this has a corruption, put it in your offhand, it will still proc quite a lot. You have right talents. Like, what is it? You have 10% haste. My man, you have 10% haste. Haste and Versa. Get yourself like 18% haste, as much worse as you can. If you can swap pieces, I would do it, boy. 20% haste is what you need. Maybe that's why he was having such a hard time. His energy regen is just the slowest thing in the world. So he pops dots, having to reset. Maybe he goes in for big damage. He's like, mutilate. And then he has to wait there for a good 5 seconds before he can use anything. Because his energy doesn't come back up at all. Charlatan, did he have anything busted? Claw, this, unsocketed, no corruptions. It has a 5, so his cloak is not even max. It's like an alt. Or maybe he's just trying to get back up. Conflict and strife. Yeah, greens, green essences. Like a priest, he doesn't have, he has 12 haste. Okay, he doesn't have anything that makes him like super busted, boys. No, it cannot be the priest. My poor man. My poor man needs more haste, boys. Can somebody donate him some haste? Some haste gems or something? Because I was thinking to myself, like, how is he taking this long? There's no way. We watched so many priest duels. I don't believe. Okay, we got Laska in here. We got Laska and Zeto. Great player here. Okay, Laska and Zeto. Zeto, how you doing, my man? I haven't seen it in a bit. Because there's this... I've never seen a rogue have a struggle with a Shadow Priest. It is... the ease that a rogue has slicing through a priest. It's like 1,000-degree knife on melted butter, like already pre-melted. Like it should go through, and this man struggled trying to fucking cut into melted butter. Barely did it. I don't understand. I literally don't understand. It made me upset on the inside, and it was 10 minutes of that. So it felt like my head was in a vice, just getting pressed in. You have no idea how good it felt just to like have that duel end. Just like, okay, what was that? What was that? It felt like Nazath himself fucking took over my mind, man. I wanna play. El Capitano, which duel are you in? Which team are you in? Can I join team not without rogue? Which team are you in? I was gonna get Laska and Zeto, but Zeto is new. We didn't even have a Zeto and Laska because they have no target. Zeto, Laska, which one of you guys are online, offline? Capitano, which team are you in, man? Because one of them is offline. Well, I have two friends who put into dueling priest and shadow priest. Shadow priest almost never wins, but the duels are close for real. Like a priest can do damage here and there, maybe on the build, but like in a 1v1, priest is definitely one of the weakest classes for duels. Maybe Boomkin is a close second. I think Boomkin loses against priest, and then Boomkin might actually be the worst, because priest can at least beat Boomkins. Unless you're like super... Well, Boomies can maybe do well, but not a lot of people play them, so we don't ever see them. Hi, Frost DK, where? Somewhere. Maybe. He's got the laws down. Yeah, like, okay, so the priest did use swap. That is allowed in 5v5 1 duels. Why? Because priests are that bad from duels, boys. I'm not... you can't convince me that priest is somehow, all of a sudden, this week, became one of the best dueling classes ever, man. It's impossible. You can't convince me. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen. This is probably better than Shadow Priest in damage. Yeah, probably. Honestly, like Shadow Priest can do well in 2s and 3s with a team, but in a 1v1, not many matchups is it favorable in. Darthling is the only priest that we've had on this channel. No, not the only one. There's one more that came in called literally Shadow Priest, I think, or Shadow or Voidbolt. I think his name is Voidbolt or something. There's like name one of the abilities, and he went for 1v5. Like I was actually awesome, but it's so difficult. You need to have a specific playstyle, top-notch gear, best looking clothes, flyest cars. You know, you got to be living in a mansion, fucking taking flights 5 meters away just to pick up some McDonald's. You know, hanging out with the hottest dudes. Like you got to live the dream, dude. You got to live the life. And even then, because you're a priest, you'll still be never ahead of other classes, almost never. That's just how I feel. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one going, yeah? Let's get another one going. Switch. We got us this Vital on Team Blue as a Destra Warlock. Kragar. Yeah, Kragar. I think I messed up your name. Don't worry about it, boys. Never said that. We got us this Lack here as well. Namova and Romaster. Gonna be going up first. As a sub-rogue, I think still. We got ourselves Lil Thera on Team Red with Max, Pokun, Zeto, and Atro. Atro? How do you say that A-I-E in here? Is this last match? Maybe? We'll see. We'll see how I feel about this one, boys. Wait, is it Atro or is it Lil Thera going first? What's going on? Wait, whoa, hold on, Atro. What are you doing over here, guy? Hold on. Is it Atro fighting or is it Lilith fighting? Well, I think it has to be Atro. Lothario, you confused Remaster, but hey, this man, hey, just think of it, hey, it's a surprise. Just a big swapperoonie. No one knew what was gonna happen. Could have been a 1v2 here, boys. Could have been Atro coming in trying to mess up the 5V5 1v1 duels. And being scum. You're not scum, Atro. You're never scum. You weren't trying to scum it. Just lost a proper, total, legit 1v1 there. Wow, they actually died pretty quick. It looks like Lothario. Can we get Lothario some heals? It was confusing. Can Max heal Lothario to full? Remaster, can you just chill back? Just let this guy get some heals. Let him get some health. Just some. Just one thing. Or if he's far. Nah, Max, forget about it. By the time Max hears this, he's like, wait, I gotta run up and heal him? I hope he doesn't. No, let him fight. Let him fight now. I was thinking it might be at least fair. Lothario just kind of got... I'm pretty sure Lothario was supposed to go first, but hard to tell. Remaster, though, getting hit with a stun is Lothario. Ooh, Think from Beyond gonna force the Demon Hunter back. Actually, look at the Think from Beyond. Afraid for his life. Second one broken out right now. Super unfortunate. And Lothario is now dealing with only half health. Does he have a way out of this rogue? No chicken available. Remaster, I think, got himself a perfect setup. The visions of N'Zoth himself are just playing into his favorite cheap shot to follow after the Reaping Flames. One more hit needed. Does he get it? He does. And Max is going to be looking like this is going to be up next. I think he was kind of letting this rogue get an honor duel there. But the rogue still did burn a smoke bomb. So that's going to be smoke bomb down. Still got himself a re-stealth. Max at least gave him an honor duel. But there it goes, boys. A second guy on Team Red down to a Remaster. Who did have a very confusing opener. Cannot really blame him. Getting a shot onto Max right now. Is that going to be a trinket? Getting a big eviscerate. It's into Destrigath, popping him down to half-inch health. It looks like the rogue is looking to get himself a bit of a reset. Does not get hit with Hand of Hindrance until way later. Cloak Shadows coming out for the rogue. Is going to get the braces rolling onto Min-Max. With a blind rack to force it a trinket out of the paladin. Trying to see if he can shot a stab past him. Does get around him for just a quick second. And Flash of Heals coming out for Min-Max right now. While Wings are up, does not get to AoE or a Master, and he's going to be able to sit in stealth for a little bit longer. It's only 3 minutes and only 2 people down. We'll see how well it works for this man. We'll see how it works. Yo, chat, thank you so much for helping out this man with haste, man. I think he's going to be very, very happy, dude. Yeah, you need a lot more haste than your rogue. It was kind of nutty. Crit Master better than Crit mainly go for haste and burst. Yes, haste and burst and you should be fine. Another opener by Remaster with a big old bike into Maximax. That was your name is Min-Max. Actually forcing a bubble out of Remaster. Got himself big setups every time. It looks like this rogue is just playing a playstyle where every time he opens, I mean, Max is not having a good time. And Remaster, one thing that I noticed, he always has common points ahead of it. He always has common points ahead of the competition. Every single time. So he opens up with a Nightblade into a cheap shot right after. Already has an Eviscerate ready to go. You know what I mean? Is going to get a shadowy duel onto Min-Max, interrupt him onto Holy, trying to get as much damage as he can while he's got himself Dance back up and running. Eye for an eye is up for Max. Is going to be stunned to Remaster. Is going to trick it out of it. Bob coming out of Maximax. That's going to be some common points getting generated by Remaster, just using Shuriken Storm to generate CP. Max not going for a heal at all. He's still super low in health. Could be going down for a fight. That's going to be Wings up and running. Trying to flash the light. Does get one off. Cheap shot to follow. Does get interrupted on. It's going to be another cheap shot right after. No! Does get interrupted at the very end. Or Remaster taking him out. Poking. Landing a kid in the shot onto the Rogue. Trying to see if he might be able to get the big damage and big bike to follow. And I think that's going to be it. So Rogue does get himself a Shadows Vanish. He survives somehow. Does go for a Warlock Hellstone. The Warlock Hellstone, if he needs them. Yo, can a Warlock on Team Blue set up another Warlock Hellstone? Those are allowed. And our Master actually even got some food, dude. He got the Mage Squad with the Warlock, everything. Trying to see he could Phantomize the Rogue. Does not get him out. Still has dots rolling on him. Almost getting Pokken out. Short Kid shot comes in. I don't know if Pokken just had low common points or something. But that just did not go well for him. Cheap shot coming out as Remaster getting big setups. Intercloak of Shadows is trying to get away from Pokken. Shadow Step coming in by the Rogue. Shadow Steps right after him. Smoke Bomb coming in to create a little bit of obscurance of vision. Blind. Pokken is not shrinking out of it. Remaster could land a sap and get the big openers on him. The Sub-Rogue needs to get himself evasion, trinket, anything. Is he going to go for a big play here with more damage? Or is he going to chill? How's this gonna go, boys? It is gonna open up with a cheap shot blind. A Spoken takes a bike to the face. And our master is gonna have to eat a kidney shot on the opener here, unless it's gonna be sap. But the longer this sap goes on, actually the master is getting cooldowns back little by little. Kidney shot is gonna hit him. Does Spoken have enough damage here? He's gonna get Reaping Flames, but Vendetta a little bit late. Kidney shot into Poker right now, low, and now Dutch got to follow. Does Romaster have enough damage? Trying to get a big Eviscerate to follow. Does get it in the end, and Zeta is gonna be up next. No Honor Duel for this rogue is gonna be able to get a I-beam up and running. Lots of corruption on Zeta right now, and Romaster is just gonna go for a little bit of a kite. Sab into Zeta. Does he go for a trick in it? He does not know. It looked like Zeta was very excited to get the kill here, but Romaster going for that first aid. I mean, this sub-rogue is really making a play. His team, dude, they're antsy, man. They're walking. They're just like, oh, they're ready to. As soon as he goes down, they're ready to strike. Get a shout out to Zeta, trying to see if he might be able to get a trinket out of the Demon Hunter. But he's just going to go for a little bit more CC, just trying to kite him around. He has all the cooldowns back up, or at least all the relevant ones from Evasion, Trinket, Vanish. It's a perfect opportunity maybe to go in for a setup. That's going to be him going in for a stun. Cheap shot, super DR though. Might be able to get some damage here either way. Does get to interrupt the I-beam. Maybe he's trying to do some damage to Zeta while he has a bunch of corruptions available. He's going to try to see if he can get around the corner with Zeta for a moment. No corruptions hitting Zeta just yet. Romaster looking for another restealth. Zeta still holding on to Trinket. Is going to get hit with an Imprison to follow. Blade Dance right after. Romaster. Mark for that kidney's lined up. Could get a Trinket out of Zeta. Is going to be a Trinket with a Demon Form to follow. Metamorphosis. Triple cheap shot right after. And Romaster throwing in a blind onto Zeta. Perfect opportunity for him to catch a full reset. If he didn't get a kidney shot available too, then he'll have been in a good spot. Cloak of Shadow's coming out. I guess maybe there was some damage from Zeta. Maybe like a corruption. He just wanted to eliminate the ability for him to get any kind of damage. He's going to go for another cheap shot. Is that big damage? Was that a stars? You just have like the biggest stars at the end. What was that? That wasn't even an Eviscerate. I saw the Destrugath, I saw the Eviscerate, and then stars hits him. And then he's done. What was that? Was that just a sub-rogue with the stars, dude? He eliminated the whole team. Big ol' 5-0. Damn. Sub-rogue will punish you for screwing up. He will. Zeta played as best as he could. But that was it, man. That was the end of that. They were low gear. Lettuce versus high gear already. Lettuce you versus the high gear boys already. I guess we can get you versus Lord, yeah? Laska? Ornosh, we got Affliction Warlock. Ooh. Already, we can go last game. My entire crew gotta leave soon. Okay, we'll get you Ornosh and we'll get Lord. Okay, now it should work. Maybe. Oh, only one group was able to join. The other group separate. Christina leader again. Is Christina Alex? Which one is Christina? That's the problem. Now we got a problem. Which one is Christina though? Which one is which? I'm Zion Silverman. Hi, where are you from, dude? Me? Original Russia. Alex? Okay. We can get Alex versus Ornage then. Since his team gotta leave soon. We'll do that and we'll see how I feel after that game. The way to match the sub is to play that only that talent and that character. That's a fair point. I think that could be applied to any class though. Yeah, it's not like Sub-Rogue really has a lot of abilities either, right? Yeah, they don't really have a lot of abilities. Dalaran is Kulturin? I think so. I think I'm as close to Kulturin as we can get. Gear dependent too. That's I agree. Sub is pretty gear dependent too. But it's a good spec. Like if you play Sub, you got so much damage, so much control. It's a cool spec. I'm more Outlaw Boy, but essentially it would be the same thing as Outlaw. Hey, how's it going, Arms and War in Shadowlands? Arms feels pretty good actually, Batman. I think you'll be surprised. Warriors feel pretty damn good. I need to make a video on how it feels to play Warrior in Shadowlands. I have some dungeon footage. So if I go do some quests, play it a bit. Fury doesn't feel bad either, but Arms is what I'm really excited about. I think it's the first time they feel like really good. I like the change they did to the defensives. What will look Dala bold and shaved? I'll probably look bold and shaved. How you doing, Christers? Twitch. We got ourselves Brew on Team Red. Not going up first. We got ourselves Gem6 in the back, Jan. We got LOL, and we got Ornash. Ornash is going to be taking a charge out in the open versus team of 4 Obliv. With Christine in the back, we got Jala and we got a Wrath. Why is it only 4? So sad that it's only 4, but it's okay. We'll still play it out. Obliv rolling in, dude. Look at that. Look at that bald head poking out of that helm. Does that helm automatically give you a bald head, or how does that work? I think it does, doesn't it? Or maybe if you have hair, it will have like a basic version of hair. I don't know. Breath coming out by Obliv onto Ornash somehow. Breaking out of the breath early, maybe with Relentless, was able to get an interrupt into Obliv, and looks like he's actually going to go for damage instead of going for Greater Pyro. Just went in for a Fire Blast onto Obliv. Maybe Obliv had someone ready for it? He decided not to go for Greater Fire at all. I wonder, maybe he wanted not to get interrupted? Breath coming in by Obliv. Looks like it might be Relent for Ornash. I think he might be playing Relent, could be wrong though. Greater Pyro is going to come out. He's just going to bail behind. Did throw a Meteor into Ornash. He's going to be able to get some health back from Temporal off of that Meteor. And Obliv looking like he's going to recover a little bit of health as well. These Fire Mages, man, they got damage on a snap. As soon as they need damage, they just got blast and damage. Then they get a Fire Blast and Pyro Blast on one another. Breath coming in by Ornash, but he's playing more defensive with that Breath. And Obliv is playing the Crucible of Flame to throw in more damage into Ornash. Letting more of those asteroids proc. More dot damage overall. Also good self-healing with that one. Throwing a Malian to Ornash. Perfect opportunity for him to push up. But Breath could meet him. Does have Combustion rolling maybe a little bit too early. Trying to get the most damage up and running. Missing the Breath. It actually still has a lot of Combustion damage. Mali's still rolling into Ornash. No longer Malied. Safeguard Trinket procking out on Obliv, stealing it immediately. Ornash is going to go for big cooldowns, but might have to go for a lot of heals himself. Does have the Warlock Hellstones from Jen and is going to use it. Went for food immediately, not going to be able to get any eats. Obliv is just slightly ahead of him in health. But it looks like Obliv might be a little bit ahead on cooldowns too. Throwing a Meteor into Ornash, is that going to hit him? Hit him from the other side, but I think he still got clipped by the damage, the fiery damage of the way. Maybe when it connects and makes the AoE area. Does land up Breath, does not go for a Polymorph onto Obliv, does not go for a Ring or anything. Ornash keeps going for Breath and keeps running. He's going to land a Meteor onto Obliv. He's going to walk to the other side of the pillar, slinging Pyroblast around the corner. And I think Ornash is just trying to get himself some position where he can chill, get some food, and Obliv is not going to let him. Missing the Breath, however, super unlucky getting Pyros into Ornash. Could be big scorch damage right now. Not going for it. Looks like he poked out for a second, maybe got instas. And Ornash is super behind. Probably going to be Cauterized coming out. Unless Ornash can get a Breath onto Obliv and turn it around. Does get a Tentacle proccing, but that Tenti is not going to do too much damage. It looks like Obliv is playing this very, very passively, very, very carefully. Ornash might be able to finally get some food, but Obliv is already over there with a mount up. Meteor on one side, forcing Ornash to the other side. That's going to be Icebox immediately. Does not have to worry about Cauterized damage. It is going to get quite a lot of heals from the Warlock Hellstone from Jen. It looks like the Warlock Hellstone came off of the cooldown. Obliv might have to mount up again. Ornash got one tick, maybe of food, maybe one at most. Polly does not get to. Oh, does he get to interrupt? He does. Almost got the Greater Pyro off. I swear, he has to play in Relent. Like, there's no other way he would be able to get out of the Breath and then be able to interrupt him. Unless just super unlucky the Breath ends at that moment. 3 minutes in, Obliv is still chasing after the Ornash. Is going to hit him with a Mali. I think it might have sealed the fate. If the Mastery burns long enough onto Ornash, he's going to be down for the count. Through a Crucible at him. He sees him with Fire Blast, and I think Ornash is down for the count, boys. There he goes. Big old Living Bomb at the end just to add a little bit extra damage over time. And that was all he needed. Next up is going to be a LOL. Going to go for a bit of an auto duel with Obliv at the 4-minute mark. Just one more minute. And we've seen some dampening, boys. Slow burning death, essentially, yeah. And it looks like Obliv just tried to play that as carefully as he could. He only has one blink. So he's playing with one blink. This man is straight up prepared for Shadowlands, dude. Mages are essentially going to have one blink, even if you go Shimmer. So this man is just preparing. Also, you can see he's not going for Greater Pyroblast, spamming casting, right? He's going for Greater Pyroblast and then stops casting, because Greater Pyroblast is going to have a 15-second cooldown when it works. So essentially, he's just trying to go for Greater Pyroblast and not use it for at least 15 seconds. He's prepared for Shadowlands, essentially, dudes. He's getting ready. Lol, trinket. So next setup Obliv has is going to be good for him. Not going to run into the Ring of Frost. Temporal coming up. Could try to steal it. I think he did take the Temporal off. Try to at least get it off before he bikes Obliv. Breath to follow by Mage continuing to run. Was that a Mally out of Lol? It wasn't. It looked like it might have been. But Lol is still on the run after Obliv. Needs to catch up and gain a lot of the health back. It's going to get a stun into Obliv. Needs to get a big old I-beam up and running. Did use a Warlock Hellstone from Jen. Obliv popping in big combustion to follow. Is that a Mally onto Lol? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he tried to, but he might have meted that Mally. Could have been that. Just gonna walk out of the darkness. Not gonna have that cover. Trick coming out for Obliv as another I-beam comes in for Lol. Super far away for Obliv though. Trying to get as many fire blasts as possible, but still looking to kite the demon form as long as possible. Threw a meteor down and Lol was on the other side of the pillar, not meeting the meteor. Safeguard trinket up and running. Is gonna be able to imprison Obliv for a second. Does steal the safeguard trinket, which then uses to absorb the damage from Lol. Lol super low now. Needs to catch up on health right now. Obliv still running circles around Lol. Mally to follow and no way to heal. And down he goes. Obliv taken out. The Demon Hunter. We had the 5-minute mark. 5% dampening, and Jen is going to be up next, playing out Affliction more like this time. Interesting choice. Actually, might be the way to kill Obliv right now, because what's he going to do with the dots, right? He can't really do anything. He can't really heal them. Or, I mean, I guess he could refresh. Jen is going to start waddling to Obliv, trying to see if he can just get those agonies and corruptions rolling again. Essentially, that's all he needs. Is going to get a breath to the face with a polymorph to follow. No relentless for this bad boy. Greater Pyroblast right after, and Obliv probably gonna go for Meteor after. Maybe it does hit. No, the Meteor hits the ground. I don't know if it connects. Obliv does get himself a little bit extra health. That's gonna be Guardian of Azeroth for Jen. And Obliv is just gonna have to avoid that thing. That thing really does a lot of damage, honestly. In PvP, it just freebie damage. Jen either got a random prog for a Dark Glare or summon one. And it looked like he might have actually summoned one. That is gonna be Hysteria too. Dark Soul Hysteria. Is it Hysteria? I think it's Hysteria. But that's going to be a lot of haste for Jen. Should be really good for his dots. If he really gets any kind of dot pressure rolling into Obliv. So far, just trying to see if he can get away. He is getting kind of between a rock and a hard place with that Dark Glare, and the pet had to get out. But it looks like Obliv so far has been hanging in. He's not really gaining a lot of health. But he's not really going through a big rotting spree that Jen was hoping to do with those dots. Big combustion coming out for Obliv. Jen is just going to try to see if he can bail the hell out of there for a moment. And Obliv blinking around, getting a couple of those fire blasts, looking to get a pyro in there. Mortal Coil coming out is going to be tricky for Obliv to get out of that CC as Wall comes in for Jen, trying to get your ways up onto Obliv. As long as he cannot get your ways, Obliv isn't going to take the most amount of damage. Your ways are going to add 10% extra damage to those dots, and your ways do quite a bit of dot damage too. Try to see if you can get Jen to walk into the ring. Does not get to. Jen is just going to go and reset all their dots. Needs to get your ways at some point or another. Otherwise, he's just not going to do any damage. Interrupt into Jen. Obliv is perfectly free to just push up right now, but he doesn't really have the mobility to make a play here. It's going to get a Mallet rolling to Jen. That's going to be Master of Fire Mage burning. Jen unable to heal at all. Mortal Coil needs to come out or something. And Obliv actually recovering health as Jen is just taking a fully defensive stance, just trying to run away from Obliv. Does go for Warlock Hellstone as soon as that Mallet breaks. Did not want to use Warlock Hellstone while Mallet was on him. Mortal Coil to get himself a little bit extra health, getting dots back up and running onto Obliv. Try to get a way up and running too. Pyroblast coming out for Obliv instead. Is going to blink around. So far, Jen has just been on the run, tail tucked between his legs. Just trying to get the hell out of here. So far, not a lot you can essentially do. Might as well just dot up the mage as much as possible, so the next guy might have an easier time. I kept swapping to the wrong person, boys. I'm so sorry. I kept swapping to the wrong people. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do it on purpose. Stunned by M6. Obliv is going to ice block it, actually. I'm surprised. Intro rune to M6 is gonna use this gnomish racial to break out of that route for a second. Obliv got himself temporal. Trying to get a poly onto M6. Not happening though. That's gonna be a poly back at Obliv. Actually, I think he would have liked getting poly. That would have been allowed him to get a little health back. I think he wouldn't have been against it at all. Meteor coming crashing down into M6. Does go for Duster Gas onto Obliv. He does have a little bit of health still left. M6 health is just disappearing. Not even combustion damage. Just the Meteor Fire Blast and a Greater Pyro is enough to put him in a bad spot. Obliv stealing that Safeguard Trinket as soon as he can. Getting interrupted on Frost, so now he can still get all the fiery damage he needs to. Reflect out for M6. Obliv got himself big damage rolling. Cauterize still available if he needs to. Is going to get Cauterize blinking away as the Cauterize procs is going to do some damage to him. Trying to get a Ring of Frost up and running. Trying to get M6 the hell out of there. And M6 might just have to walk through it. Maybe not. Try not to. He's trying really hard not to walk through a Ring of Frost. but it's given Obliv plenty of opportunity to get some kites rolling. Has Invis if he needs to. Trying to get buffs up and running. Into a freeze into M6. Could go for Invis if he wanted to. Trying to make sure he has a good position off M6 because he could go for a leap into a charge. Polymer, does it connect? It does connect. Obliv might be able to go for a big setup, maybe with Meteor and Viz. Blink, anything? He does know that M6 rolls in with a Mally. Oh no, not Mally, but a Stormbolt. That's going to be a Stormbolt up and running for M6. Mally rolling on him. Does get to reflect some of that Malik damage back to Obliv actually. So Obliv is the one with no health regen for a moment. Breath onto M6 does go for a big blink. Reaping Flames for M6. Leap on top of Obliv. Try to get a Nova on him, but the Blaze Storm keeps him up and running. Obliv with barely any health available. Could go for I was going to say could go for a Undead Racial that to break out, but M6 does end up capping him out at the end. It's going to be a charge into what looks like Ja Rakal next. Are you playing Boomkin? You're not. You're Feral. I guess you just want to make sure you have a Rejuve rolling. Destrugath coming out. I think by M6, Twisted Appendage rolling onto M6. He needs to eliminate that thing immediately. And Ja is just going to go for a little bit of a kiting spree with those dots. He's playing Crucible so he can heal himself or do damage back to M6 if he wants to. Wall is damage with Thorns up and running. Wall and Thorns, I think you should stay in with those. Twisted Appendage onto M6 does to reflect. It looks like he's going to trick it out of that main. That Appendage actually did quite a bit of work, and Jaws does get himself an opportunity to catch a restyle for a second. M6 getting a leap, charge, heal, but Jaws, I mean, he just has so many dots on him that's just not a lot you can really do there, man. And Brew is going to be the last one left on Team Red. Kidney Shot on the Jal is going to get a wall up and running. So if he rolls the right traits, after this wall, he should be able to get an armor buff as well as a mastery buff. We should allow him to get even more damage back at Brew, which is like a tank trait, but still should be pretty strong for him. Big bite onto Brew. He needs to get his own dots up and running. Jal could go for Thorns anytime now. Gonna go for a short maim. Trick coming out for Brew. Cheap shot on Jal. Does he have the big damage here? Does get a Twisted Appendage. Can he shot maybe to follow up? That's gonna be Thorns. Could be Cloak of Shadows for Brew. Super low on health. Not all that he can really do about it. He's gonna go for advantage. Try to see if he can run away from the Feral. Cheap shot to follow right after. Cloak of Shadows available for the Thorns. Not a lot of damage really left. Yet another short maim. Invasion is up. Could actually have no damage. Onto Jal. 12 minutes of kicking in. Dampening is pretty high. Blind onto Jal. Bruge is gonna have to wait for a bit. Landing a sap. He isn't Bear from, so Jal could survive while in Bear. Renewal coming up very, very soon. He needs to press it on cooldown. Dampening is pretty high. Might still not survive out of a powerful rogue opener, even with Renewal. Trying to make a play. Poison Bomb proc does happen. Does go for a Sippy Cup in between of that. I don't really know if that's how you want to use your energy. You know, pop it in the opener. 30 energy just for Sippy Cup, but maybe he needed to. Just that bench coming in. Jal struggling to kill it, but it is eliminated. And Brew tried to see if he could bail the hell out of it. Keeping the poisons on Jal. Wall coming out for the Feral. Does get hit with the Kidney Shot. Brew staying in there, not going for kiting at all. That's going to be Thorns to top out as well. Maim right after, and Jal does take him out. And there it is, boys. Obliv went in for 3 kills. Lots of damage, lots of healing, actually. This man is preparing for Shadowlands, dude. He's actually doing pretty well. Rogue Junior versus Rogue Senior? Essentially, yeah. Essentially. Tough. Shaman versus Druid versus a Monk is still a legit debate. Really? Which one are you feeling like playing, Cebu? All of them looking good in Shadowlands, man. At least for PvE. For PvP, it might be a different story, but I think with the right setup for Team Comp, you could make it happen. Honestly. Oh, Lord. Anyone want tonight? Oh, I'd be down, but it's so late and I gotta eat some food, man. Got a spot for duels? Nah, I think we're gonna call it, boys. It's 7:23. I got food waiting for me, so I'm gonna call it here. Thank you boys so much for coming by. You guys are fucking beautiful. Super fun hanging out with you for 2 hours. Man, this guy taking 2 hours and didn't even drunk a bit of water. Me? I have soda. That's just gonna make me burpy. I don't need water, boys. I just need the energy from the chat, boys. I watch some duels where I'm just like fucking yelling my lungs out, and I'm like, man, I need some water. But we had some chill duels, had some exciting duels. I think we had a mixture where I really, you know, didn't really get to that point. But boys, we're gonna call it here. What time is it in my place? It's actually 7:27 East Coast US, so we're gonna call it. I'm gonna go get some food, edit some videos. I got work to do, but also I want to hang out, play some WoW, get some more alpha footage going, boys. You know what I mean? I got more Tower Torghast to explore as the other classes and specs. Maybe I might be able to make some crazy cool new builds or whatnot. Who knows? Who knows? We're gonna be back with duels tomorrow, boys, for NA. a Saturday with the boys. Hope I'll see you guys there. Even if you can't participate, hopefully you guys will come watch and support the US boys. The EU had a lot of fun with you guys. You guys are fucking beautiful. Thanks so much for coming by. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all you boys in the next stream arena. Alrighty, peace.